process of transferring over into civilian life is a real challenge. The fact that the endowment's sole mission is to assist with that process, I think, is pretty admirable. My hope in this partnership with the Call of Duty Endowment is that I can help other veterans come home and find new jobs, new purpose, new missions, still serving others.
So much history in one place.
It's time to make our mark.
No way this is the Thieves intro. I literally did not even notice this. Why is this actually funny?
Dan, wake up! Dan, wake up, Dan! Get your goofy ass up!
Damn,
We're about
okay.
to play.
Them being mean to Ghosty, of course.
I have a plan.
Crazy with the rage, dangerous and rage. I ain't wanna take light, look into my eyes. Do you really want these problems? I put you in the coffin, but I never jar, so you rip this and stop it. Hungry for the beef, leave you obsolete. See my life, see me in the streets, say you want the heat, yeah.
Guess what? It's coming up on 7 o'clock here on the East Coast, and we are halfway through the final day of opening week, and it's time for our third battle on this one. It's a bloodbath. We got all red here between LA Thieves and Atlanta FaZe. Let's start with you, Alley Cat. Who has the edge coming into this battle?
You have to say Atlanta FaZe, right? They've already started off 1-0 right now, and their search and destroy just looks insane. Not to mention, Simp has already made a statement as possibly being one of the best players in the game at the beginning of this season. But they did go to a Game 5 against the Boston Breach. Not a knock on Boston, but a little unheard of for the Atlanta FaZe. So there is still some opportunity here for LA.
Now, you'll notice that guy was wearing an LA Thieves jersey last time we had a media day. Draza now moving over to the FaZe camp. How do you think he's going to perform tonight?
I mean, I know he wants to get that revenge. You know, Draza, this is a guy who can pop off at any moment, but he was sitting feet kicked back last series. It was the tiny terrors going off, but now we're going to have some bigger maps, some invasions, some Karachis where Draza can definitely pop off.
All right, let's take a look here at our Monster Energy pregame. Atlanta FaZe change-up invasion defense. You were 0-2 round count against Boston, allowing that series to go longer than it should have. And be decisive with the bomb. 4-1 in rounds when you get that bomb planted out.
Yeah. Again, when we look at the Los Angeles Thieves, though, on the flip side of things, for them, this is more of a prove it ground, because you say, Draza might be on a revenge game, but it's almost like he upgraded moving towards the Atlanta FaZe roster, where LA Thieves kind of had to scramble as they lost a lot of their players. So I think, if anything, for the LA Thieves camp, this is kind of them proving themselves worthy to be on this roster.
LA Thieves, what did you learn from their first matchup? What do you want to see?
I mean, it was a well-balanced effort. I more so learned about Seattle in that series. For LA Thieves, though, the hard points were extremely close. I also learned Cammy's here to play again. Once again, he popped off 5K damage in that control. Seems to be the game mode that they were most comfortable on day one.
I have
but like
this
we
game
said, that's
going
just
to
the
game
first
5.
impression. We just saw what LAG was able to do against New
With,
York.
Atlanta FaZe
had an
winning,
actual
so
match
let's
experience.
hope
I
that's
think
the
LA
case.
Thieves can bounce back pretty hard. Nobody's untouchable at this
match
point.
I like that call.
Yeah, I completely agree. And of course, the Monster Energy pregame for the Los Angeles Thieves is finding early opening fights in Search and Destroy. They lost on Turnable Search and Destroy to Seattle Surge 2-6 in their first match of the season, and Afro was 0-4 in opening duels. So maybe slow down the engagements a little bit for the fast SMGs.
Slow it down. Get the kills and then move forward. Let's take a look here at our maps and modes. Where do you have to deal with the BZ and Simp today? LA Thieves, Karachi, Invasion. Let's start with those first three for hardpoint search and control.
Yeah,
LA Thieves, if you're going to have an edge, where do you take it?
Invasion control for sure. We saw them have success on that the first time around, and we also saw FaZe lose that map, so that's going to be an interesting one. And then you look at that map number 1. We know how punishing it can be. You get a couple kills, a clean wipe, you're spawning in absolute Narnia. So for the LA Thieves, we know Ghosty, great IGL, likes to rotate, likes to set up, he's very meticulous. I can see them having success on a map like that.
Allie, it's time to make it official. I'm going to go first here, and I am going with Atlanta. You've got Simp doing Simp things. How are you going to stop that? What about you?
You know what? That's a really fair take. I think this will be a really good series. We might be looking at another Game 5, but I am going with the Atlanta FaZe.
Nameless, you have almost tied us up. We both went Atlanta FaZe. You're 2 for 2 on the day. Where are we going tonight to close?
I'm going with Atlanta FaZe. I mean, I picked against them last time, and that's why I'm in this rut in the first place. I got to pick Atlanta.
There you go. You got to fix it. Well, he just did. It's time to find out, though. Can LA Thieves play spoiler and ruin all of our predictions? Let's find out as we send it over. We got Study, and I hold shift.
Cheers, friends. Thanks so much. Yeah, I think this is obviously one of those things that the desk focused a lot on the search, a lot on the control. But, I mean, for LAT, where are you looking at in this particular matchup of this series of how they could possibly sneak out a win and go against all those predictions we just heard?
I think map number 1 is everything for me when it comes to LAT because they did play Karachi in their last matchup versus Seattle. And they went down to the wire. It just came down to them finding breaks and then not leading to successful holds eventually, which they were broken in the first 10 seconds. That cannot happen, especially versus a team like Atlanta FaZe who will be able to capitalize on it. But they lost a very close game. For this such a young team, going up against this powerhouse roster, now adding Draza to the lineup, you have to come out with some early momentum. And I think if they can take this map number 1, then we're truly going to have a series on our hands.
I like the call. It is one of those things, too, like I've already heard from everybody in the community, and especially the desk. I mean, this Atlanta team has always been a kill-hungry squad. It just comes down to, can they turn some of those high team KDs into good objective wins? That's going to be the big question that we'll kind of ask throughout this series, but let's get it on. It's Atlanta FaZe and LA Thieves with the Monster Energy matchup, and Ghosty's got us for first blood as Thieves are actually kind of overwhelming this left side of the minimap, and it's working out beautifully for them to now collect some time in the hard point.
Yeah, they have full mid-map control. They have top AC. They're finding all the kills, and now this is leading to some good time over at P1. With only 30 seconds remaining, you see Atlanta FaZe. They're trying to be a step ahead. BZ trying to hit a route through Chicky Coop, trying to work his way to a different angle to try to take him off of this P1 time while his teammates are trying to flip those spawns. But LA keeping the kills scattered, are going to be able to walk away with 30 seconds off of this P1 HP. But off the rotation, it's going to be Atlanta FaZe fully set up and towards this Cafe Hill.
Big ask here for the Thieves in terms of getting the early break. Atlanta mostly just bunkered down inside the hard point at the moment. The only one really kind of floating outside the hills of BZ and Hotel at the moment, but he gets dropped. So now you've got numbers here for Thieves. What happens to the spawn for FaZe? Oh, way out in Narnia. So here's an opportunity for Thieves just by way of proximity to get their way in. And it's Ghosty and Cammy combining for 2. But Simp is still alive. And if you learned anything from their first match, that may be enough. He's just flirting around the outside of the hard point. And okay, Simp starting off with fireworks again and opening 3-piece for him in the second help.
Oh, he just makes plays. He did it in his last series at a 1.24 overall, and he's continuing here. He finds 3, but it doesn't really lead to a lot of time. LAT, they find that break, and with only 24 seconds left, now you're forcing Atlanta FaZe off that early rotation again. This young squad, they're coming out firing, and so far showing to the scoreboard, going to be up by like 60 points. This time they have a little bit of an opportunity to hit a route, try to set up a pitch, because they have so much jump time off of this P2. Who's going to decide to work their way up towards top AC? They're actually going to set 2 players in that position to properly set up this pitch.
And this was the problematic spot for FaZe against Boston. Didn't find a second of time on P3, although to be told, they were never really in control of a setup. They just were not able to successfully break. So now that their shoes on the opposite foot, can they kind of do what Boston did to them and lock things down? Draws a great start, opening 2-piece towards the initial Thieves hit. Ghosty trying to force something in, but that's a square peg meeting a round hole as Atlanta has a perfect hold for the first 30 seconds.
And that may be it. Like, LA might just decide to chalk this one up, because you apply that pressure a little bit more, lose a couple of gunfights, and then flip those spawns. That's not exactly what you want to do, but they're still applying pressure, and Atlanta's making them pay for great shots out of Draza and Sip to find 2 before Ghosty does take down Draj. This is a great answer from Atlanta FaZe to get themselves right back into this game. It's basically almost going to be tied, but yeah, back and forth we go.
Yeah, heck of a game of tug of war so far through 3 hills. Fountain coming up next. Atlanta primed to hit from the front doors. And Sully will actually take down Afro to start things up before the hard point even gets activated. So now Joe's kind of by himself. Lots of damage, mostly by the look of it, to a trophy system through the window. Draza over the top of the heady, and how about Joey D able to find himself a clean one? Lots of damage onto others. And, I mean, everyone's got to be one shot right now. He just did 1 million damage to all 3 players, and yeah, there's Ghosty cleaning things off relatively easily. Sip does get the pre-fire down to still keep his life and turn that into 3 straight. Cammy looking for the 1v1, forces in, and almost gets turned away. Abizi there to confirm the trade, and Atlanta will still hold on to time for now.
That's insane, because Atlanta just bum rushing through that front door, just trading efficiently, and then when it came down to Sim having to stay alive for his teammates to get back into the play, he finds 3 and relieves some of that pressure and allows his team to execute the break and take the lead in this HP. But now it's all about this rotation. You already have Joe Deceives in towards back cafe. Alongside Cammy, trying to work through that back alley through ticket. LA Thieves, they at least find that break as well in towards Fountain, but it's all about this rotation. Once again, a tie game. Who's going to start to pull away?
Dude, how does Sim stay alive right there? There's some great damage being thrown his way by Afro. But still, he keeps his life, finds an extra kill, allows an opportunity for 50-50, which you know Abizi is going to want to take and get right up in your face with. So Atlanta, a couple of key moments here in the last 2 hard points. We'll see them in the superiority. Small lead for now, but still some good control. And Thieves a little bit disjointed at the moment. A split spawn situation kind of has them a bit astray from one another. Chance to still break. Stuns will eventually work their way through the trophy system, and it's a 3-for-2 exchange, allowing Thieves to get in.
Now with only 30 seconds left at P5, you have 2 players from LA who are actually going to spawn for free rotation over towards P1. Atlanta FaZe no, we're going back to P1. We didn't have a lot of success, so let's just put a lot of pressure in towards ticket. Abizi's still here. Abizi's able to find 2. Final 14 goes back in favor of Atlanta. They take the lead once again. But if you see the setup from LA, they have top 3. They have top bridge. They also have Fountain, so they are fully ready for this push in towards P1.
Yeah, Draza still kind of lurking on the outside towards the backside. That Coop and Abizi, oh my goodness. Maybe lucky that extra side of the rubble was still there if you're LA Thieves, because he put a lot of damage into it. Otherwise, that was likely going to be another kill for Abizi. Tie game. Lead switched over to the Thieves. FaZe trying to set up their next attempt. Long-range shots from Celia will eventually collect on the Cammy, and now that opens up the door for the subs to likely try to hit. Abizi, Draza, getting themselves involved. 1-for-1 go the kills. 30 seconds still the hard point, and Atlanta FaZe not fully committed to trying to break this, still kind of keeping their back to the second hard point, and that's going to allow Thieves to actually gain some pretty significant time here at the end of 1.
Yeah, I thought that they were going to have an opportunity to break it once Abizi finds that kill on Joe Deceives towards bridge side, because now you're able to push up the mid alley. You're able to jump towards top ACs. But LAT, they were clutching up in those gunfights and were once again able to hold a great P1 for a good chunk of time to now put them up by 50. Now it's going to be all about this rotation over towards Cafe. Atlanta FaZe look like they have a little bit of breathing room. The spawn's all the way across the map from LA. So can Atlanta try to get back into this game?
Oh, and this setup is allowing Abizi just to do whatever he wants. He's gone rogue through the old time at 1, taking a couple of extra kills, which slows down this Thieves approach. I mean, there is just no setup for a break at all right now for LA. Selling up top will continue to make sure that stays the case, as he's now on 5 looking for the missile. Thieves, and they may have to chalk this, I'm not gonna lie. You're gonna get one look at trying to get through this hotel, and if it doesn't go all that well, you better be worried about this rotation back over to 3. And yeah, you gotta give this up. Cammy's already backing over. He will have Ghosty spawning nearby, but they have to give up a whale amount of time here just to keep themselves in this game.
Oh, and Selling with a big gunfight, though. He's able to earn that cruise missile. It's about to be a tie game. Atlanta FaZe actually about to take the lead. Let's step aside and go to Elicited with Atlanta FaZe.
I'll say mid. I said, big boy, trying to wait for me. Just what's in tools, inside tools. I choose you. I'm looking red, I'm one shot. What's tools too? Tools out, collect tools. Back door, see. Back door, yeah. Done. Back door. Hit one, go top. Back door, one shot, go. Let go back door. Oh, no, back. Held, one shot, right held. Yeah, he's in time. He might not have a trophy. Let's see him. You can say hello. Okay, I'll go mid it. Yeah, I'm done. Alright, I'm all this. Yeah. After on the dumpster, me. Shine up all dead. I got F on dumpster, I'm chopping. Shit. Answer the one back right. Hold that. I'm going. There's 180, it's okay? Yeah, listen, I'll go left. I need to Joe, dead. I'm just going to go. Second. Nice, I see one. I have last one. I down, Spider-Man, go Spider-Man. Maybe parking? Okay.
Outside, come on. I'm dead. Listen, one low shot.
Outside.
Two low shot.
I'm pitching your beat today. He goes deep.
That's one behind him. What's one behind him? Hey, I'm down him.
Killed me.
Back right, man. No, he went back up.
Joe.
He's on the way.
Alright, Joe, don't try to get you.
That's one
That's
red.
red.
And shot mid door. On, Cammy to the left of it.
What's top? I got Sean. He's just showing up.
Right here.
Let's try to get back left.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna pitch mid.
And Atlanta FaZe had great comms to at least find that break over towards P3. They weren't able to do it in their very first matchup, but with all that comms that was happening, the chaos that was brewing, Thieves have been able to handle every single ounce of it. Even with the spawns going all scattered around the map, they were able to find all the kills and now put themselves up by a nice little 20-point lead.
Still framing up to be a hot ending here as FaZe will still break past the double century mark. Good 1v1 win for the scrap. As Simp will keep his life, it actually forces Joe to kind of collect the kill, and that will again kind of keep Thieves a bit at bay from getting over to Hotel quickly. Draws a playing backside P2. Head seat, Cammy has to force the gunfight.
They win.
Down. Now there's numbers for Thieves. Celium up top on vending only gets one, and there's the break. A chance for Thieves to win the game here.
And look at those spawns for Atlanta FaZe. They're so far away from this hill. You have to invest your tax. You have to throw everything you can to try to get on in. Sim starts it off with that first kill. Still have Ghosty in a great position to watch anybody on the jump out. Unfortunately, does not win the gunfight. And all of Atlanta FaZe just bum rush through the door, find every single kill in the feed, and they're going to be able to take the lead right on back. This is going to be a photo finish, Alan.
Decision time right here for Thieves. How hard do you want to make life for Atlanta FaZe on the exit from this fifth hill versus setting yourself up convincingly around P1? The option will be the latter. Lots of control towards the top side of those top buildings, and in particular, over the top of rubble. 239, 228. Thieves will get into the hard point immediately, but the kills just simply are not there. Avi's able to just dive right in, almost finds a second. Ghosty able to take down two as the cruise missile gets called in, but Simp, the last one left alive. Who's going to be able to challenge? Thieves have to go. Cuts from both sides. BZ picks up one. Now it's just not making anyone touch. Afro gets into the hard point. Simp just finesses, and his teammates will get the job done for him. Oh, it was back and forth for what felt like forever, but FaZe critical on a couple of breaks, get them through map one.
What was the score line 2 days ago in this hard point? Was it like 250 to 238?
Oh, 250 to 238, yep.
That's insane. They almost did the same exact thing on this map right here versus LA, but they were able to clutch up on the very end. 250 to 230 is the ending score. It was such a back and forth game. LA, what they did great was dominate that P1 hard point. Usually when you're dominating a single hill on a map, you're going to find a lot of success. You probably walk away with the W, but Atlanta FaZe...
Hey, welcome, Carter. Welcome in.
They knew where they needed to make adjustments, and that was at that P3. They get a couple breaks there. They get some good time. They keep the rest of the game scrappy, and when it came down to it the most, the one break that they needed in towards ticking, they
hey, welcome back, my guy. Welcome.
At the right time. Get the kills, eventually rotate over towards P1, and then you allow your SMGs to slay
third match of the
little
day,
rock.
FaZe versus
once again
Thieves.
up to take map number one.
And once again, it's this guy who continues to be a
I have FaZe winning this match,
I mean,
but it's going to go to Game 5, hopefully.
What it is. That's a 1v3 essentially for Sin. He's just finessing his life for what feels like forever, and as soon as you think Thieves are about to secure a break, all of a sudden, the guy who's supposed to be playing the hill has to go try to chase down Sin, and it's just so difficult to do that. On top of it, the BZ kind of do the same thing a number of different moments. It just feels like this sub-duo for FaZe can be so difficult, not just to find, but let alone lock down, even with numbers favoring you. And that all told, I mean, again, I feel like Thieves actually played the map pretty darn well.
They did.
It's kind of considered. I mean, I kind of go back to that second P2. They don't really get a look at it. And there's a moment in there where it's like, if you're going to do it, you have to do it now or give it up. And they do kind of lose a handful of lives, but they make the right choice of giving up on the hill and backing up for a good time on the third. It just came down to the simple point of they couldn't find as reliant breaks as FaZe were able to do. So a tight one, but a good one there for FaZe, kind of continuing to show that that skill that they've had for years is only heightened when you add a couple extra points of health in the pool.
And the crazy thing is, Alan, this is only their second match. Like, we have a core three who's played together, but you're adding Draza into the lineup. So there's some new team tendencies that you need to start to focus on. When we went into a listening with them, I was really thrown off guard by like the lack of communication that there was. It was just like minimal talks. All right, I'm gonna work this left side. I'm gonna do this. Abizi didn't talk for the first 10 seconds we were in the comp, and I thought something was definitely wrong. But Atlanta FaZe, they know what it's like to be in this form, especially in the beginning of the game. Everyone's trying to learn, but these guys are just a little bit of a step ahead when you have players like Abizi and players like Slip that even when your teammates go 3 down, they somehow are able to still make a play to keep your team in it. That's that championship mindset. That's why these guys are some of the best COD players to ever play the game.
And I think the thing generally, just looking at this Atlanta FaZe team as the year goes on, is the quick evaluation of how does Draza amplify this team, because that has to be the intention. And when you look at their respawn from last year, they were second in overall team KD in hardpoint with a 1.06. They were tied for first in overall team KD in control with a 1.08. But all that extra killing presence didn't necessarily result in towards map wins. They were 6th in hardpoint win percentage and 7th in control win percentage. So that's what I'm looking at, is can Draza make more objective play happen for this team, turning those kills into more resounding wins. So that's, I think, another key moment to kind of keep an eye on, no matter if we go just 3 or if we go 4 here for this respawn elements of FaZe, because we know they're going to bring in Search, and that's an easy segue for us because they showed it in their first match, and I think the expectations going back to an invasion here, Jay, is that it will likely occur again.
Yeah, it definitely will occur again, because if you're Atlanta FaZe, it worked out pretty perfectly your first time you played this map, and it was all in the back of Sim. You see his stat line, 2.4 versus Boston, all the way into game 5, 12 and 5. He even had an insane ace one round where he just pops a smoke grenade, runs through it like he's Batman, and somehow comes out on top in every single engagement. Right now, you were talking about the difference between with Draza on the lineup to with Slash was on the slide, but I feel like with Draza on this lineup, Simp has now been able to just free roam. Like, just go out and be you, Chris. Just go out and do what you do best. I will pick up all the slack, and so far into this year, he's been that guy.
Hard to agree with it. It will be FaZe starting off this invasion search on the offense. Thieves getting a little frisky up towards A lane. Back up, Ghosty in a little bit of trouble. Dance with the devil, and he comes out on top. At least enough to stay alive. Nade's helping kind of cover him, but a significant lack of information on who was here, I think, is probably the biggest question mark here now for Thieves.
Yeah, they're just trying to figure out, because usually on this map, you try to play off that cross, but so many teams have just been crossing back, so you want to play the default setup, and it's usually around holding down courtyard, having one player over towards B, saving your attacks for the retake. But it's going to be Afro winning a huge one-on-one through the map, finding that first blood onto Abizi, which is the first blood king, and then it leads to Cammy, finding a second, a 4v2.
Tough situation here for FaZe. Not a lot of utility left to play with. Just going to do this the old-fashioned way. Zelium kicks us off for an opener. Now to a 2v3. Sim trying to hunt down Afro. Help is on the way. And, well, help is not needed. Afro takes him in the pistol fight, and now it's just down to Cell. And Afro will find him just over the top of the door frame. So, good opening defense here for Thieves. Looked a little mixy for a moment there. Ghosty was in trouble, but everything works out just fine.
Yeah, I got a little scary when Sip was able to just push right out of Cafe, right through the door. Like, you did not lose sight of him once, and he was just running at you at the tank. It's just good work right there from LA to hold down those power positions, find the first blood from Joe to seize onto Abizi, and then everything else after that was just a chain reaction. As LA are able to take the first round, Afro finds through.
This opening spam becoming very popular, especially after, well, we watched the search and try, got Clay off of the get-go late into their search. Double hit right in towards A, and oh, how about it? Little stun check leads to Afro doubling out, and that's enough for Thieves to take full control of the defensive side of the map. Simp is trying to hold on, and you would think that with that little bit of presence learned about Celium's position that this should lead to a plant, but they're still waiting to see if they can catch Simp out on the flank.
Yeah, they just don't want that guy to make a play. They know that one player's A-Street, and Simp is slowly working this flank. Can we try to find the timing? But no, they're just going to commit towards the bomb plant. Now it's going to be a 3v2. Left up to Simp and Celium to try to complete this retake. And everyone's just stacked in towards the cafe, having a nice little coffee and a bagel, probably, Alan.
I would assume. Play the numbers. Don't get pieced. Step one down. Celium's out of the picture. Just down to Simp. Gets one for free. Still has the smoke. And he's got both weapons, but the quick chow comes out and the trade is in. Enough for Thieves to, again, look pretty solid here in the opener. Can't lie. I love the idea of that opening offense. Just get aggressive. Throw all your utility into that back freezer and just hit it with 3 members. End up finding a 2-piece.
That's another tone-setting round right there, Alan. From the Thieves, they know that trophy system is still probably not earned on the side of Atlanta, but we're not going to put that pressure over towards B. Right now, our SMG is firing on all cylinders. Afro, he was 0-4 in opening duels in his last matchup. So far, 2-0 and already earns himself a cruise missile. So what else can LAT do? Now that they have trophy system in their back pocket, how do Atlanta Fade try to attack?
Cheeky angles here. You got Cammy watching the long side of the lane. Afro just off to the side. And he has had an absolute blazer to start. 6-0. Cruise missile already been earned. Ghosty responsible for mid-map. Well, he saw a couple, but gets punished for maybe over-peaking. Easy with the first. Cammy able to help get Afro back towards safety. Good reposition here for Thieves now into a 3v3.
We still have a lot of information that the pressure is potentially coming over towards B side as well. Only 45 seconds left. Potential ollie fight going on across the map, but Draz is able to take down Cammy. Do they have this information though that Afro is still on this side because he could be the playmaker?
And see Draz on the cross. Freebie comes through, but the trades are in, and on the opposite side of the map, the follow-up kill was also there for FaZe. So, yeah, initially it's one of those things that initial smoke for Thieves allows them to kind of double stack with ARs towards B, but as soon as Chaos starts to come through mid, it's nice to get Afro back, but still the kills come through and FaZe take advantage.
Yeah, it just came down to a BZ finding that first kill onto Ghosty, and you force the players on LA to reposition a little bit, have a little more assistance over towards B, and then once they take down Cammy, just both isolating those individuals on the opposite side. Eventually leads to a round win for Atlanta FaZe, but back on the defense they go. A couple crossfire shots coming in from BZ, able to get him one shot. The opponent is able to stay alive, and back to the default setup we go. One player just watching his crossover towards B, everyone else stacking towards A.
This is an interesting setup though for FaZe, as particular over towards their B defense. Cell watching deep. Everyone's got a player on buildings because this cruise missile does get called in. No one out and able to be converted on, but it does at least open up space here towards construction. Now, how do you retake this if you're FaZe? Do you play off the cut? Do you take a long flank around the back? Maybe a little bit of both? Bomb planted. And here we go. 2 members for Thieves staying right on top of the site. Everyone else is watching the pinch or watching that flank. And FaZe have not found an entry anywhere yet, trying to force it from the front. Good stuns come through. Cammy takes the double, and the flank also watched perfectly. A flawless round for Thieves.
That's just too easy of a round right there. 4 up, 4 down for LA. They invest that cruise missile. You get them to back down from that B site. You know that site is close. Just work the bomb plant and then beautiful tack usage to slow them down when they were trying to go for that retake. I swear, if MC was going to do this in the very second matchup of the entire season, hit me with an angle I've never even seen before, that would have threw me off guard. But LAT, make that one look easy. Afro, 8-1.
Once again, Joe quickly in towards the lobby. This time expected. Abizi draws a slide child that together, and Joe has no opportunity to even shoot back. So quick first blood here for FaZe. Still eyes at A. Afro on the cross. Sees the trophy down. Smoke will, for the moment, kind of encompass this cross, but the Semtex actually kind of pushes Simp off for a moment. Ghosty tried to follow up to catch the bomb being planted. Doesn't work out. And now the circumstances become a little bit more dire. 3v2. Cammy, deep off the flank, evens the numbers. Simp gets the bomb planted, though. And this post plant will play on the A Street side. This is going to be a tall ask for Thieves to try to retake from here.
Tall task indeed, my friend, but they do have somewhat bomb site control. Can they find the timing? Nope, yeah. It's just Simp. He turns the corner right through courtyard, doesn't let anything fishy happen. He has that SMG, so he's going to apply that pressure while Selim is looking over him. And he's able to find the 2 kills on the round. It all starts with Abizi finding that first blood again. So it's been 3 first bloods for LA. They've led to 3 wins. 2 first bloods for Atlanta, and they've led to wins. So far it's been a battle of the first blood.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun, I think, through at least this first 2 weeks, when we eventually get like all the stats compiled. Like, how many times are we going to see first bloods immediately lead towards win condition in the rounds? Because it feels like it's going to be an astronomically high number this year.
Especially with the maps that we had, because some of these maps, you've been playing these, at least me, I was playing these maps 12 years ago, and whenever you got first blood on maps like this, it's usually very difficult to win the round either on defense or offense, so both these teams on full display showing it right here. But still in the 4v4, great shots from Cammy to get some information. You also get that information from a player pushed in towards Broken as well. You see the rest of his teammates, they're just all working up that A site.
Love it.
Cammy's just holding 2 players at bay here.
Love it. Great read here from Thieves. You know that Simp is playing with Cell on the B side of the map, so just hit Abizi with numbers over here. But that told, Cammy still drops. Abizi with an MCW almost gets out of dodge. Ghosty would have been there to pick up. Celia mid-cross through courtyard, doesn't quite land fully, but Draza makes good on the damage, and now we're into the 2v2. Afro off the regen. Trying to make his way around the backside of Atlanta, but Cell is tucked in the corner, is watching it. Oh my. Leaves it all down to Joey D. Can he find a way to work his way over? No, not going to happen. Trying to play to kind of cross things up in Atlanta phase, not to be fooled. Make a good move to kind of collect themselves after initially what looked to be great intel from Cammy on where exactly Sip and Sullivan were playing the map.
Yeah, LAT, they were perfectly set up. You had Cammy holding 2 players at bay over towards Broken Side. And then you also had 3 players working up the A street, but you see it all collapse. Cammy gets soloed out by Sid. Once he drops, a smoke grenade actually bounces off of a sign instead of blowing up the deep street, so they can no longer take that side of the map. And Atlanta FaZe, they just capitalize on everything right there to tie the game up at 3.
Here we go, proactive call here from Thieves. Triple stack over towards B and beyond it. Simp, the bomb carry, is a bit isolated, and I think he's very aware that I'm in trouble here. Yeah, good backup. Whether he knew it or not, it's the right call. Kind of leaves Ghosty a bit isolated over towards the A side of the map defensively for Thieves. And FaZe will put a little bit of pressure on the bottom side of the map. Nearby is Joe Deceives. A little bit of noise from Draza on the opposite side of the map, and here comes the play for Sam. Trying to maybe bait out defensive nades, but none actually come through here. So quick rotation for FaZe with that smoke cover. Joe Deceives able to find the first. Gets away with his life, just barely. FaZe still on the hunt. And once again, Afro gets caught trying to play through mid-tank. We go 3v3 with 33 in the clock.
And once they find that kill on towards mid-tank, it's time to put that bomb down. They're not going to push up the street. That'll be some insane timing, so it's going to be a 3v2. All left up to Ghosty and Joe Deceives. A big kill will be taking down Simp, so he doesn't earn that cruise missile, but he's able to finesse with his life, sets up his duo in a BZ. Now it's a 1v3 for Joe.
Gets the first, but no exit. Wow. I mean, Simp was less than a bullet. You find that kill, things become very different in terms of how do you retake that for Thieves, but I love the call from FaZe. I don't know, again, if it's fully committed where Simp knows that there's a heavy stack of defense towards Thieves on the B side of the map, but they kind of put a little bit of pressure on A, they smoke it to cause maybe a bit of doubt for Thieves, and then they re-wrap back over, trying to catch them on rotation. It works out pretty nicely.
Yeah, that was perfect play right there from Atlanta FaZe. I'm pretty sure it was Simp also watching that crossover towards B site. So
yeah.
At least gain some information. Multiple players on this side. Let's slowly work it. Let's try to rotate back. But once they took that mid-tank control with the BZ finding that kill, it was an easy bomb plant, which led to an easy round win. Atlanta FaZe back on top 4-3 on the defensive end. But this time they switch up their defensive setup. Not 3 towards courtyard. We're actually going to have 2 players playing over towards B again.
And Abizi is a little bit left alone here outside of Draza watching his right, so any contact through this closet would have to be, you would assume, a 1-for-1 at best for Abizi. Thieves taking their time, feeling out the middle of the map with nades. Nothing going to connect, though. Is that enough for Thieves to make a commitment call? And yeah, it looks like the smoke will allow them to try to push right in towards mid-tank. Cell scouts a little bit of this, though. A couple of tags, pushes back Joe. But still, it's really on to Abizi, and there's the contact. Good 1-for-1 battle. Has Afro backside of the doors, and oh my goodness, Abizi just pushes through that? So now it's a 4v3 with 22 seconds. He's off the regen. Ghosty knows he's got to try to make this happen, and you're just not going to beat Abizi with a rival in hand, and that will likely be the round unless Cammy can pull something off, but not going to happen. That is unreal.
Yeah, just too much time wasted right there from LA. You get the smoke invested in towards the middle tank. You're thinking, since no one's playing on that, they probably are playing towards the site, but Joe Deceives is not too sharp with those shoulders. He gives the first kill to Abizi, and then you allow Abizi to pick up a rival in a close quarter engagement. Yeah, he's able to find another kill and eventually shuts down the whole push from LA, which is now going to put Atlanta FaZe at game point. You do have Sully also on a 4 streak, but this time it's going to be 3 players straight up towards B. They're watching that cross as well. They might full send this one.
Yeah, nades do at least get a little bit of information on a trophy system that's placed over towards B. That slows things down a touch. And then how about this play from Thieves? Wow. Through A Street. Ghosty gets one of the cross, and then Joe Deceives around the back on the pinch. Takes care of another. So now it's just kind of a where's Waldo for Thieves, trying to find the last couple of players. Simp nowhere to go, and a quick tempo change gets Thieves another round.
That's good right there from LA because you don't allow Atlanta FaZe to slowly work you again. You take the back to them. You don't allow them to go towards B side, slowly wrap their way back in towards red. No, you apply the pressure in towards Mannequin, you find the first blood, eventually find the second as well, and then just full-on collapse. Simp knew he had no chance in that 1v4. He usually tries to clutch it, but 1v4 on that situation, in that position, yeah, I'll just jump out. We'll take the round loss.
Beef stacked up over towards A off the get-go. This time, Simp will be playing in the corner at construction. Selly watching over the top of him, and once again, that same duo setup between Draza and Abizi over the middle of the map and over towards A Street. And Abizi with the MCW does catch one through mid connector. Jonas Eves trying to work his way over, but once more, player in the corner, able to at least keep this defense pressed. And it's just up to Afro. He's got Sullivan on an absolute nasty heady. Still finds a lot of them, but not enough. And the kill comes through.
What a nice game.
I mean, moments where they I'm sure were sweating a touch, but it's just when you put
now for me to get a perfect match, it just needs to go to a game 5 with FaZe winning. But if I can just have FaZe winning either way, I'll be happy with that too.
Shut down Afro. Like he earned a cruise missile pretty easy. It was like 8-0 to start the map, but then once they started to stabilize him, once they started to slow down that pressure in towards red, and were able to maneuver around the map with the information that they had, they were just slowly starting to pick them apart. And this is what Atlanta FaZe have been doing ever since at least these 3 core players have been formed. They've always been discussing at Search and Destroy. Draza, he sits at 2-6, but it doesn't even matter. Everyone else is picking up the slack. Abizi with multiple first bloods. He actually finds 4 after getting first blooded 3 times early into the map. He turned it around with that MCW in hand. Him and Simp, the dynamic duo, we know what they're about. That tiny terror squad always causes havoc in Search and Destroy specifically. But eventually it leads to Atlanta FaZe winning the Search and Destroy. And now they're going into an invasion control where they do have at least a rep on it. And in their minds, they choked it versus Boston. So I'm excited to see when they come out, what kind of adjustments they have going into this game 3.
It's kind of the story of this map series layout for Atlanta in particular. First 3 maps are all 3 maps that they have already played. But the good news for all you Thieves fans out there is that invasion control looked chef's kiss yesterday. Can they find a way to keep that energy going and send us to at least a 4th map? We've had a day full of game 5s, but it would have to be another reverse sweep precipice if we were to get there again. See how things go. Invasion control coming up from the backside of the ring.
Oh yeah, I appreciate the likes. Thank you very much. Definitely put in those likes and shares. Because we got the next 2 matches are great. Are going to be some great matches. Right now we got Atlanta FaZe versus LA Thieves. And then next up we got Optic versus Minnesota Rocker. Which is the one match I am definitely looking forward to. Hey, welcome.
Upgrade
Welcome, my
your
guy.
game with the SCUF, the official controller of the Call of Duty Week. The Call of Duty Week is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink.
Yes, Seasons
CDL.
is back.
Start the season
So far,
strong with the Call
opening
of Duty
weekend,
Week pack.
been
Grab
pretty
yourself
good.
the CDL
Definitely
operator,
some
weapon
surprises,
blueprint, and
surprising
so much
stuff
more.
happened.
Check out the Call of Duty store in-game now.
Welcome back. For the third time today, we have a 2-0 map count, but don't let that deceive you because we've had map 5s all day. So we'll see what will occur here as we head into an evasion control. Atlanta currently up 2-0. And interesting, just before we get into this, my boy Turtle on Twitter said First Blood win percentage, Jay, is currently at 80% compared to 72% in each of the last 3 years of Modern Warfare 2 Vanguard and Cold War. So small sample size, but First Blood win percentage in search is still looking pretty good.
Get First Blood, baby. It's going to lead to some W's.
I know, right?
So far, this game has shown us that
Dude,
a lot
Friday's
of
matches
put
were
themselves up
nuts.
2-0 in the series on the back of the First Blood by Abizi.
Still a little
They're in
disappointed
complete
about
control of this series to potentially
Optic versus
close
New
it
York,
out
but
3-0.
it definitely
What
was
side
a
are they starting
fight.
off first? You see Abizi, he's smiling from cheek to cheek. They're going to be on defense. All they have to do is simply shut down this early aggression from LA over towards A because they found a lot of success in the last go-around that they played this map.
Oh, good opening double here from Ghosty. Easy able to at least keep this at least somewhat restrained in terms of how many members of the Thieves could get to A, but end-all be-all is Thieves find their way onto A. We really gave them a lot of credit when they played their opening matchup on this map to be able to kind of creatively find a way to capture A quickly. This time it's met with a bit more resistance, though. Only a little bit of progress at A gets earned off the respawn. Thieves will find themselves spawning very close over towards B, and Simp can't quite catch the timing to stop this. So 59 seconds is where the clock will stop. Couple members on, but Draza's Day takes both off. And that really resets things for Thieves pretty completely.
Yeah, there's just no trophies yet in the game, so the nades are going to be very impactful over towards this B point. Only 47 seconds left. LA, they're able to stop the time for now. You also have Sully. He usually works up that left street to shot up the spawn trap, but he actually rotates back towards his teammates to try to help take him off of this B point. First segment already going to be done. The pistol is in. 2 players now drop, and this can get scary if you are LA, because you have to win a couple of these gunfights, so you will get put in that trap.
Yeah, 4 in a row for Cell. And a good spot to possibly try to burn himself up closer towards this missile, and over the top, almost. I mean, if he wins that versus Cammy, just toss the PC out the window. That'd be unreal. Ghosty for 2, though, still keeps things in context. Lives becoming a bit of an issue here, though. Same could be said about the clock. 30 seconds to play with. Thieves still down a handful of lives, and Cell does eventually collect the 6th kill for the Crews. Abizi following up, it looks like FaZe are just going to full send this thing forward and make sure this round stops here. Something to be said about that, though, as, well, Ghosty at least able to allow a little bit of extra damage for the extra 60 to get onto the clock. And we have a 5-life advantage as FaZe take their defense over towards A.
Yeah, you would take that, though, if you are Atlanta. You get a cruise missile down in the back pocket of Celium. You have the back control with Simp all the way pushed up towards the left street. So all it comes down to is just winning a couple of gunfights out of your base, and they're doing a great job of doing so. As Celium and Draza combine for 2, you're forcing LA to completely overextend every single time through that streak, because they do not want to rotate back and try to find out Simp, but it's actually going to be 2 players trying to locate where he is, trying to find a different angle to take him down.
It's kind of playing the war on 2 fronts here, though. Thieves kind of sending a couple of members on the flank, while also just keeping only 2 members reserved to dealing with Simp, and neither of these actions are going to work out well. Ghosty does win a key 1v1, but can't really do much else before the region has to come through. Simp eventually gets taken out of position, but the damage has been done. 4 lives left here for Thieves, 30 seconds on the clock, and after a very heavy scuffle over towards the B zone, FaZe will likely determine the outcome of this round, although don't hold that yet. Still a chance maybe for Ghosty to get in and stall this a little while longer, but for him to go 1v9 and capture, yeah, that would be pretty unreal and not going to work out. FaZe comfortable in the first defense.
Yeah, FaZe shot down that first push over towards A. Even though they give up B, they earn themselves a cruise missile. And they just completely outslayed that round number 1. But you saw at the very end right there, with Ghosty finding those couple of kills, he also was able to pick up a cruise missile as well. So that could be crucial going into the later half of this game. And now it's for Atlanta FaZe to see if they can make the adjustments on their attacking rounds. Do they try to apply that pressure early on over towards A? Nope. They're just going to think about that B point, get that one out the way, and just hold down this A street to not allow their teammates to get pinched.
Still a chance, though, for Sung to watch this rotation from these defenders at A. All that funneled right towards Draza's direction as Afro just waits to see if he can get any contact. over the top of the B zone. Problem here is a couple of the kills may allow actually FaZe to give up on B and just quickly rotate in. Yeah, it's just essentially kind of a bait and switch, right? I mean, it's just, hey, look at me, I'm on the B zone, but all the action is actually geared towards winning mid-map and then quickly getting on towards the A point. First ticket progress locked. Second potentially on the way as there's still 2 members in the form of Draza and Celia. Simp still trying to help out to the middle of the map. Ghosty tagged the touch, held a bit longer. Third tick being worked on. Thieves would have to try to go right now if they want to stop it, and no, not quite able to get there in time. And we have a whopping 2 minutes and 12 seconds on the clock with a life lead here for FaZe on their offense.
That was just such a perfect rotation from Atlanta. They did not put early pressure on towards A, but their main game plan was we're going to A right off the rip. It might be 15 to 20 seconds delayed, but we get these kills, we're going to be able to capture the point. They're able to do so, and now they're easily rotating over towards B. They probably don't even have to invest the cruise missile as multiple players are already on this point. And this is just a picture-perfect round so far out of Atlanta. 24 to 17 in lives remaining. Ghosty, we got to invest this cruise.
Doesn't connect onto anything, but at least gets one more member off the zone for a touch. Still FaZe with all 4 members.
FaZe continues playing the way they're playing. It's going to be a 3-0 here shortly against LA.
Wants to try to find Simp and Will at low HP, but the second ticket progress is already being worked on. And with things even secured, but no. Good kills come through at the nick of time, and that will be enough for Thieves to try to push through this zone and hopefully get some depletion done, unless Stelling can continue to finesse, which for a moment you thought he might. Cammy follows up with an easy double, and that will be enough for FaZe to get pushed off and Thieves to regain some control of B.
And if I'm Atlanta FaZe, this is potentially a round where I'm deciding to invest that cruise missile. We walk away with this attacking round. We're basically calling map.
Yeah.
The fact that they all drop at the same time, you allow the decap to come in for that second segment. Now the task only gets taller. They have to try to rotate back, try to get out of their spawn, and Afro's able to cut down 2 with some great shots. Now with only 55 seconds left, Atlanta back to square one. How are we going to get out?
A lot of Hunt still kind of committed to try to get Afro out of position. Zelium doesn't really want to go super far forward. Joda seems trying to play over towards the front side of construction at all. A little hip fire accuracy comes through to that silence being popped for Easy. Back and forth, Pinstrip goes the kill feed. 11 plays 12, 30 seconds on the clock. Thieves still trying to push through this B zone to get their defense set aggressively. But while all this is happening, Celium is in the deep part of this flank.
Yeah.
He would have to find kills, though, immediately if it's going to turn into any possible success for FaZe. First kill comes through. Draws off the connector. Looking for Joe, instead finds Ghosty. Turns, Cammy. Right there to shut down, confirm the trade. FaZe still working on all fronts of the map. 8 seconds on the clock. Kills will allow FaZe to stop it at 7.3. Regain starts to come through as Cammy commits forward. 2 seconds on the clock. FaZe still finding kills. Can they get on a touch in time? No, Cammy finds the last kill needed to stop them in their tracks. And Thieves will go into a 1-1 tie.
I thought Sully was going to make the play right there, Alan. He was in the flank position for about 30 seconds. If he was able to find that second kill, probably without getting stunned there, he's able to maneuver a little bit faster, potentially stop that clock. But if you're Atlanta FaZe, you find yourself up by 1 segment. It was a good job to get that 8 point out of the way, but LAT just too strong on the hold. Cammy clutch kill after clutch kill. He ended up ending on a 5 streak, 1 off earning that cruise missile. But back to the attack they go. Old reliable over towards him.
Double AR set up at range. Celium pushed off that back tank. Cammy also dealing with some damage. He needs 1 off of a missile. He really would love to be able to earn this. Find some extra influence with the resources. Joe Deceives finds an opportunity to get through gas, and that's enough for a double. Thieves not just on the point, they're also controlling mid-map. Afro trying to back up to a safer spot, not quite able to do so. Deceives also taken down, and now it's just the last 2 members for Thieves in the hard point. Second tick being worked on. Cammy not able to get his 6th kill, and the retake is good for FaZe. Plus kills on transition to B. It goes from bad to worse that quickly.
It just can't be that easy. Like, when you have 2 players in toward the point, everyone else just simply has to watch across, but you lose those one-on-one gunfights, everyone drops, you complete at least 1 segment, but now everyone is trapped in towards back ice cream. You have to commit your push over towards this B point, and the B's even great maneuvering around that rock, is able to just finesse his life, still dancing in towards top broken. Joe Deceives is trying to find him, eventually does not lead to the kill, and Atlanta FaZe just finessing around with only 25 seconds left. LAT, they gotta get a move on it, they gotta try to stop this clock.
Now Easy has an opportunity to possibly earn a cruise missile of his own, but gets stuck on the staircase, so he gets shut down. 5 life advantage. for FaZe, but the offensive thieves have numbers on. Cammy currently the only one in the point, but more that are nearby. Afro will join him. Ghosty also stacking, but Stellium's got an angle here. Takes care of the first. Every life is a big life here for Thieves. Even if they were to get the extra 60 seconds, and there we go. Thieves able to find himself a double, and that will likely be enough to confirm this point unless Cell wants to try to commit his life in. And that first kill, he may think about this for a second. Wants to go, but no. Simp not quite able to get there in time. Exit kills largely decent, and we'll have a 6-life advantage as FaZe rotate once again over towards this A defense.
Now, if you are Atlanta, you just gotta hold them off right here because you're down by 3 segments. Just in case it does go to that round number 5. You have Draza in this position, watching that the rotation back. Everyone else trying to push through that B street. Atlanta just had everything cut off. Crossfires galore as Abeezy and Stellium already combined for 2. Time is starting to dwindle down. Abeezy with another. Wasn't he just about to earn a cruise missile? He might do it again, Alan.
Yep, he's on a tear right now, dude. 22 and 15, getting it done with both weapons, and seemingly wanting every gunfight that comes his way. Backs off. Draza, the more stable defender, over towards A, able to find Afro, who is trying to get his way in. Trades coming through, and FaZe not displaced really whatsoever, as there's still an opportunity for Stellium to make life difficult off spawn. Abeezy just doing what he does best, which is look all directions at once, and there's the missile earned. 18 playing up against 3. It was tight, really, until it wasn't. Hard to say, but for Thieves, that opening breakup has not been as successful, and Abeezy is beaming across the map.
That's how you know that guy's a good player right there, Alan, because we know him as one of the best SMGs to ever touch the game. But he can pick up literally any gun and still put in work with it. MCW on full display, earned himself a cruise missile. Atlanta now are up 2-1, but they now have 2 cruise missiles to work with, because keep in mind, Stellium still has his in his back pocket. So if they decide to invest them both on this attacking round, then that could potentially call a game. But if they also find another successful A push right off the rip, a nice delayed A push, that might call a game right there because of the 2 cruise missiles that they have.
Well, it's a similar setup here for FaZe off the break-off. Simp will go over towards B, gain some attention, and then see if FaZe find kills at mid-map to rotate back over towards A. And here we go again. Similar setup. And, Simp nearly gets the turnover towards Cammy to double down. Draza is still able to get entry over towards the A zone. Challenge is in from Afro, though, and that will get him out. So clock will continue to tick. Thieves doing a nice job so far. Small life advantage and not giving up too much map control as the defense tries to get off spawn and get more forward.
Yeah, your biggest thing right here, if you are Atlanta FaZe, though, is just taking out this player B. They just do that, and let's just complete these 3 segments, because we've been able to outslay them the entirety of the map. So we complete these 3, we guarantee ourselves defense. And as they're putting pressure over towards B, you saw all of LA. They're trying to set up pitches, trying to work through the alley. Simp reads the first. But his teammates all the way across the map. Stellium is able to continually stop that clock by hopping on that A point, and now everyone is forced to hit that rotation.
Second tick not fully locked, but no one defensively can get over to deplete it, so Simp will step in, make sure that second tick comes through. Now it's both points at the same time. Cell on one side, Simp on the other. Single tick earned over towards A. Finally, the retake comes through as Thieves have made the cognitive decision to chalk over B and get this A defense going. But 2 ticks away from being 0-3 by FaZe. Have to have it here.
You gotta have it. You gotta have it, but Simp is finessing with that dead silence invested. Just trying to find an opening, trying to find a way in towards the point, and LA, they're just going to give it right to him. Can his teammates find a couple kills around the map? Yes, they do. They eliminate that player in the back of their base. Now they have the crosses. Watch, this is where you invest the cruise missiles, make it rain, and put the game to point.
FaZe's focus through mid-map is just absolutely brilliant and sick. That second kill. Are you kidding? Joe does find the trade. And to be fair, it is only a 2-life deficit here for Thieves, but there's still a minute 28 on the clock. And FaZe will have an exit off spawn, so they can set up this next break attempt any way they see fit. Cammy makes at least another kill come through, so Draza taken out of the picture. Cell still holding on to the missile. What point does he want to use this? He's going to have to wait a little while longer, though, because more kills for Thieves in the middle of the map have pretty much one-dimensionalized how FaZe can approach this zone.
Yeah, they just have to find a couple kills around the map to eventually lead to a cruise missile coming in, because Simp now also picked one up. I did not see that. Now they still have 2 to work with. But just the defensive setup right now for LA is just too strong. All the crosses being watched. Cammy slowly working his way through that dark alley to set up a pinch. Just another angle where he can help his teammates give at least some information of where they're trying to plan this attack. Another cruise missile is going to get invested, but is it going to be worth anything?
Sim gets one trade at mid-map. Abizi, long route back to the gas station. Afro at least gets the kill. Jonas has to do something immaculate, though, inside the zone. Gets the first. Cell now taking the challenge, and Joe puts him out of commission. Second take is all that will be earned here for FaZe. Ghosty now supplying some support over the top. 15 seconds. FaZe have spent everything trying to get this round one, and it may end up with nothing to be rewarded with it. Still one last chance. Abizi, kill out of the zone. Can they get here to touch it time? Jonas doubles up, and then Afro finishes off the play. We're going round 5.
And Joe Deceives that made that entire play happen. That whole round was on Joe Deceives. Even when Atlanta FaZe invest that cruise missile, he was able to slip right on by, win the huge one-on-one in towards the A point, and then stays alive the whole time and ends on a 5 streak. The young man just made the plays happen to now force this round number 5. But if you are Atlanta FaZe, you got the segments done that you needed to guarantee yourself this defense, and you still have a cruise missile in your back pocket. So everything right now is set up for Atlanta FaZe to close it out on this defense, especially if they shut down that aggressive A push again from LA over towards A.
Same setup. 3 through mid. This time it'll be a little bit more delayed, though. This is almost taking a page out of FaZe's book. Cammy's going to step on towards B, see if maybe he can pull the FaZe defense over, but they're not so quickly fooled by this. Cell and Drops is still playing over towards A Street. Kills will come through, and now FaZe, knowing they've cleared off the A Street, can take their defensive focus purely over towards B. Spawns for Thieves. Allow them to try to reinforce quickly. Nades on both sides being exchanged. Cammy from inside the point, though. Able to allow not just a kill, but an extra member for Thieves to stop on, and that's going to be enough for a second tick of progress. Third being worked on. Kills coming through. Draws it by himself, but maybe just a little bit of extra team shots from Abizi will clear things off, and the third tick gets halted.
Third tick is halted, and now you allow Atlanta FaZe to get pushed up and take a little bit more map control. Trying to put LA in this trap towards back ice cream. Instead of just slowly working up over towards this B point. They know that they don't have any time to wrap back towards A, because if that gets shut down, that's basically going to be the map. We have to commit over towards B. They're able to stop the clock again. Mostly with a huge one-on-one versus Draza. Unfortunately, the trade is there from Abizi. Salim is finessing. Okay, he almost was able to take down 2, but that's going to be B done and dusted. 20-20 in lives remaining. A minute 45. Atlanta have to hold on. They also have a cruise missile in the back pocket just in case it gets a little scared.
Tons of time, tons of lives. You don't have to force something that doesn't look good here if you're Thieves. And currently, they're just kind of set up right here at Broken, seeing if maybe they can catch someone from FaZe trying to overextend and get aggressive on this pinch. Instead, it's Cammy over the top, finds Abizi for free. And I think he has an idea that Salim's also playing backside gas. 3 for 1 goes the exchange. Cell's the last one standing in the way. First kill is good. Abizi takes down his teammate, but at least collects the kill on Joe. Simp calls out the cruise missile, just trying to keep the offense at bay. One member in the form of Afro. Ghosty trying to stay alive, but the cruise missile will actually be denied by Trophy. In the process, though, Afro falls and everything resets. 15 plays 60.
Yeah, that's just a little bit difficult right there for Afro. Not the Trophy players, so all the attacks coming in, he gets soloed out, and now the time continues to dwindle. Only a minute left. LA have to try to find the way in. You might have just done it with Cammy's positioning. Slowly working his way up through that gas station. I don't know if Atlanta are going to read his position, but once he gets that kill, they now know where he is. Can his teammates try to find anything around the map? No, they do not. Cammy's the sole man on this side. Stuns and nades come in. He gets shut down, and another successful hold right there out of Atlanta.
Has to be noted as well, Draza had a huge 1v1 in front of all that play at the entrance of the A control point. Things could have looked very different for Cammy if he got a little bit of support, but didn't come through. Now time a huge issue. 9 plays 10. 20 seconds on the clock. It's going to be a full wrap around the back, and you can just take a look at the minimap. FaZe are fully prepared for this. Inside of buildings, watching crosses, Cell finding a ton of information, and no one can confirm a kill. Afro does get one around the back, but he would have to do a lot more than that, and no, FaZe will not allow Thieves to break through the street and sit for the final triple and a 3-0.
Gosh, a nice 3-0 for Atlanta FaZe.
Over the LA Thieves.
Now, I didn't get the score completely right. I thought it was going to go to a game 5, but I did get the team
to make adjustments. Was
on
on their defense
point.
invasion control. They won all 3. In the search and destroys, they won the first blood battle. They were hitting a couple rotations and winning that SDS.
I don't think this LA team is it. Like,
number one. We saw it in
no
their
offense
first
to the
matchup.
teammate,
They did not have any success
the
on
team,
B3.
but
they find a break in the first match.
they are not
find a
putting
hole
up
in
the
first
scores
match, and
that
eventually it leads to great
they
time
should be.
to win the game for them. The way that they came on and did it, everyone played well. I don't feel like anyone was like calm, cool, collected, feet kicked up, like my guy Nameless likes to say. Everyone had a moment today where they had to step up. Obviously, Sip leads it with 42 and 27, 30 non-traded kills. But look at the damage between Abizi, Sip, and Selling. All above 6K.
Damn,
those
Sim,
guys are putting down
42 and
shots,
27,
and they
Jesus.
get the job done in 3.
The non-traded kill percentage for this Atlanta FaZe squad is going to be
Yeah, no,
I think,
this
super,
LA
super
team
high
is
this
definitely
year.
not
you give
it.
an extra 50 HP, those boys are going to finesse what's going to feel like 10 years.
Yep.
But all told, again, another 3-0 here that we kind of look at and say, it was actually a lot closer than the final map count's going to suggest. And I
actually
know that
went
the
a lot
faces of
quicker
LA
than
teams at the
I
end were a little dejected.
originally
It's an
thought. It's like,
emotional, kind of brutal fight to
I'll
go
take
through.
it.
And you had options and opportunities in all 3 maps. It felt like to find a way to get a win, just weren't quite able to do it. So FaZe looking super strong. And with that, we are 3/4 the way through Sunday as we head things back over to the desk to close things out.
Woo! Gentlemen, what a matchup we had there. It was tight, especially in that game number 1. We saw the score flip at 135, 188, 215. Eventually, FaZe took that first game, and it looked like they rode that confidence from there on out. But the final control, going to a 5th round. These are tight games, and Simp, well, he sends us off with another record, Allie.
I mean, wow, 42 and 27 to round out the series from Simp. That's the overall kill record now here in Modern Warfare 3 that was hit so far this weekend, beating out Nero's 36 on sub-base yesterday. I will say, even though this was a 3-0, this is definitely one of those situations where you say it was a very, very close 3-0 and that the 3-0 doesn't tell the whole story.
Yeah, starting to feel like that just might be the nature of Modern Warfare 3, just back and forth, how easy it is to hold certain spots on the map. But for Atlanta FaZe, I will tell you, especially in that search and destroy, they are just playing on another level. Some of the rotations back and forth, and it's led by Simp. Like, we're seeing Abizi sort of play Island at times or get very aggressive, but Simp is the guy, he's grabbing the bomb, dropping the smokes down, and still making the plays. I just want to take a moment to give him his flowers. And you know, you mentioned that first hard point as well, Chris. Back and forth battle the entire time.
Yes.
When he gets down to the very end, there's an opportunity for Thieves. Ghosty just had to pick up a kill when he was top AC. So for you Thieves fans out there, there's a lot of hope for this roster.
So close.
You're so close. One play, and they're gonna go back, watch the ball. They're gonna see these plays, and they will adjust.
All right, LA Thieves still trying to find their footing. You can see the frustration after their second loss in week 1. Well, we've got a winner on the other side of this one. Let's go to our monster spotlight right now and bring in the recent champion. You now hold the record, 42 kills in a single game. You did it in Control on Invasion. How are we feeling?
Oh, we're feeling good. I mean, especially with a win like that, we're feeling on top of the world right now.
All right, now talk to me about getting kills, Sim, because that's all I care about when I'm playing. I think 90% of the chat, I expect they care about strategy, but we're all there for the frags. How did you drop 42 in a single game?
I mean, just, you know, Invasion Control cheese. I just kept pitching, kept gunning them, kind of turned on some people. Won't say who, but yeah, it was a really good map out of me.
You won't name them?
Nah, definitely not. I can't name my boys.
Just go back in the VOD, Chris. I'm sure you'll figure it out. Sim, I know it's kind of early in the season to ask this, but with the numbers you've been putting up in the past 2 series that we've seen, where do you think this game ranks for you right now as a player?
Oh, I mean, honestly, I don't know, but I honestly really love this game compared to the last couple years. So I feel like it's been kind of showing in, like, my passion, which, I mean, kind of sucks because I definitely could have done more the last couple years, but I mean, it is what it is. That's fast. And yeah, I'm loving this game. I don't know where it ranked up.
Sib, I want to ask you, in Search and Destroy, you've been making a lot of plays. You've been carrying the bomb, getting the smokes down. We just touched on it. For you, what's the biggest difference between last game and this game? Is it really just the sound EQ? Is that the major difference in having dead silence?
Dead silence? You see it. Dead silence is crazy. People don't just turn around. There's zero awareness sometimes. Like, sometimes you just get an ace sometimes.
Love it.
All right, so final question for you is, FaZe always seems to be a front runner. You guys seem to kind of set the strategy trend that everyone else follows. Will we see any different guns ever coming out on these starting lineups, or is it going to be the 2 that we have right now?
I can't say for right now. Maybe in the future you'll see something different, but it really just depends on how the game develops, I'd say. Because honestly, ARs are a blast.
And which one are you better with right now?
Doesn't matter to me right now. I'm slamming either way.
42, he's slamming him. That is your record holder, Simp. ATL walking away with 2 wins here in opening weekend. Thanks, bud.
By the way, Joe's my son.
Oh, he said Joe's my son.
I think he just adopted somebody. Let's do this. All right, let's make it official. Lawyers draw it up. Simp getting it done with 42 after a 30-kill game to start off the weekend. He closed it out with a bang. Allie, we have more matches to go, but before we send this one off, what do you take away from this 3-game series?
That was the most fun interview I think I've heard from Simp in the past 2 years, so I'm really looking forward to Atlanta FaZe moving forward.
All right, well, there you have it. It's time to go to break. Before we do, quick reminder, sync your calendars today and never miss a match with your favorite teams with the Call of Duty League calendar sync. Here's the fun part. When you add a calendar, you'll also receive a squad up calling card that you can use in-game. You want a calling card? I got them. More importantly, you can get your calendar all set up. We'll see you after the break for Optic taking on Rocker. Final battle here on Sunday.
Okay, you heard it there. Optic versus Rocker coming up next. It's gonna be great. I am looking forward to it. I believe I have it. Let's check my points here. I got Optic winning 3-0 against Rocker. It may go a 3-1, but I got 3-0 just
you got to go with the
in
world
case.
champs every season, so I'm gonna have to say New York.
I guess so far the player that's my season rival is Scrap, but it's all in good fun. But hey, it's good for the scene.
And that is another double point, so I get 4 more points for getting the team right. Unfortunately, I thought it was going to go to a game 5, so
those are probably the guys we had the most competitive matches against.
I did not get points for getting the score right, but
like
it is what it is.
Ghost or something.
I'm not gonna say rival, but I'm gonna say Limbs because it's my old teammate, and yeah.
push on up. Get 3 players off and spawn. Maybe a chance here. Accuracy. Step back.
Linz is ripping Boston apart. Boston to close this lead. And Linz is going to just continue to push space for this Wolbov's team.
Awakening versus the world, and he's coming up with a dub. But if you can transition into New Hill, Awakening is trying to put in absolute work. Slashes up next. He gets full. The whole team is doing the job.
I come from a city, you hear signs when we sleep. Heaven sent, hands down, vibes so unique.
Welcome back to the final matchup here in opening weekend. Chris Bucket alongside Alley Cat and Nameless. And Alley, we're about to see Optic Texas, which if you looked at all the teams who walked away with a loss, fought the hardest. These guys went all the way to that round 11 in game 5, just did not go their way. Tonight, playing another team that also went to a game 5.
They went to game 2, round 11, and game 5, round 11. So in the search and destroy, they have been feeling the no ice pain. But for Optic Texas, they're going up against the Minnesota Rocker, who is also struggling hard in search and destroy.
Let's start here with Optic Texas. You have Dashy, Bruce back in the building alongside Shotzi, and they brought in some all-star talent from around the globe, Nameless.
Yeah, you know, they brought in 2 star-studded players, and the best player in day 1 versus New York was Kenny. So that's looking good so far. You're going to really need everybody to perform in this match. You're playing up against some pretty tough talent over there. We've seen the teams from day 1 that didn't play well have bounced back hard today. And when you guys talk about the search and destroy in the round 11s,
they're versing a kind of a low-end team, but
you lost that first blood
got
battle
full faith Optic will take this all the way through.
16-6. They only got 6 versus New York 16. That is not great. Looking for those early bloods today.
Optic Texas's Monster Energy pregame. Hardpoint needs consistency, 0 break percentage, as they mentioned, not going to be good enough. And you did have 2 holds, though, with 50-plus points. So if you keep doing that, we could see him walk away with the respawns again.
Yeah, for Optic Texas, I mean, it was a decent battle against New York. I think, unfortunately, that first opening hardpoint really set them back in their series, and that's why they continue to struggle. They're going up against the Minnesota team, who has had to fight tooth and nail to take off maps off Vegas Legion with the reverse sweep and going 250-2-1 in the map 1. So I think it'll be a good series.
I gotta say, they did my man Bruce dirty with that photo. We gotta swap that one out. We gotta talk about the opponent for Bruce in this battle. Who's he shooting against? Is it Awakening? Is it Accuracy? Who's running the ARs for Minnesota?
Well, I know that there's always a call.
You gotta watch
on
out for
every game
Linz. I think
accuracy.
okay,
that's
he's
definitely
gonna
going to be
popping
something when we get into some invasion. But honestly, it's Gigawake, as I like to call him, otherwise known as Awakening. You know, least amount of damage in all of the respawns for this squad in their last match. So I'm looking at Awakening. This is a game that I expect him to be very good at. Now you got some veteran leadership around you. He needs to be a star on this team. And for your Monster Energy pregame, attacking has to be better in search and destroy. 1-7 in round count and 1-7 in opening duels. Both these teams have been abysmal in opening duels.
Which is unfortunate that there's that point, because I feel like when it came to Minnesota Rocker, like, they were a pretty good SD team. I mean, they have the accuracy. Lamar, he's known as the Iceman, and Vivid, he's supposed to be your route guy. So for Minnesota, I have high expectations in those games 2 and 5.
Let's take a look at the maps and modes. It's 1 best of 5. First to 3 walks away as your winner. Invasion, Karachi for our first hardpoint search and then control. If we get to a game 4, we'll see Skid Row and Invasion again in a game 5, Nameless.
Yeah, something tells me these guys are like scrim partners or something. They play each other a decent amount. They know what maps they can beat them on, because looking at this one, Minnesota won Karachi yesterday. Optic won Invasion, and they opt to get rid of it. And now they're playing Karachi on one of Minnesota's seemingly strong maps.
All right, well, I am
like
told it's time for predictions. Are you guys ready for these?
Yeah.
Pick'ems, predictions, whatever you want to call them, get them in right now. I'm going to start
They all
things
have to
off
pick
here,
Optic.
and it was the closest loss of any of the 6 losers in the first week, so I'm going with Optic here.
Just picking whichever loser lost the closest. All right.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
Statistics,
I might have to go with you. Dashy's on my fantasy team, so I gotta go with Optic
I like
Texas
that.
in this one.
I can't catch you guys here. I guess I'm going Texas as well.
Let's go. All 3 rounds of
Finish
Texas.
strong as we close out with the final battle. It's Optic, it's Rocker, and your casters for this one, it's Miles, Ross, Boss, Chance.
Chance, I mean, he needs a nickname too, right?
That's okay.
Right,
No, Chance is the nickname.
All right, fine. We'll leave that to you, Twitter. Please tweet us your favorite nicknames for Mr. Ashworth over here. Ready to get into a very good series, though. The final of the day, the final of the first week of the MW3 season so far. My God, they grow up so fast. We'll find out how this one goes. Pred, lock in, son. You're about to play a big series. Get them yawns out, baby.
Looking a little tired here.
One here.
You better pull through here.
Minnesota Rocker, Optic Texas. We saw a very, very tight loss for Optic. No doubt about it, looking to try to right the wrongs of the matchup against the New York Sidelines, who, funny enough, also had a very, very close victory. Again, this is very close. Closely contested league so far, Chance.
Yeah, we are very much just like sort of waiting for the dust to settle. Like Atlanta FaZe look strong, Toronto in their one series look very strong, but outside of that, it's kind of just chaos in the middle of the pack. And like shout out to Seattle Surge as well, 2-0, but a lot to be learned still. And even for this series alone, for Minnesota Rocker, like I know we touched on the desk about how like their attacking rounds for Search and Destroy, they have like a 1-7 record. Their defense wasn't much better. Like their S&D as a whole, they lost like 12-3 on round count for Search and Destroy. And I don't know how much of that is Vegas just absolutely popping off against them or these guys just being underwhelming in the game mode, but I do think we are going to learn a lot in this series when they play against Optic.
Yeah, we'll find out how the Search and Destroy goes. Stats be damned, baby. It's still very, very early on. Look at Dashi. He is so ready to go. He's saying something really funny right now to Pred. You can see he's like, wow, bro, you had such a good control.
Come on, Optic. You guys got this. My favorite team here.
That's crazy, bro.
Do not let me down.
Such a talented individual, talented in and out of game. We'll see how they perform up against Rocker. Nice square up, I think, Charles. Very, very different style of play. The ARs of Minnesota Rocker when it comes to accuracy, awakening, going up against Dashi as well. Very, very spicy series ahead of us indeed. We have got a good look at the maps, and I'm very, very interested to see if we can get over to that Skid Row hard point. That map 4, that's where I want to get to.
No, absolutely. I mean, that's a map where we saw Minnesota Rocker play earlier, and the thing about Rocker is they were very good in the hard points about being ahead of the rotations, and if you saw the key stat for Optic, Optic had a 0% break percentage. Again, incredibly small sample size. There's going to be a lot to be learned, but I'm kind of expecting that to be sort of the theme for the hard points potentially of Rocker making those early investments to take the big routes. Obviously, map 1, players are getting ready. We're going to Invasion. P5 is going to be a focal point. I would assume all year long, with just being like one of the ultimate money kills in the game, but that'll be a long ways away. The opening salvo will commence, and I mean, we might have a bit of an onslaught between these two teams. Very excited to see how Lens plays now.
Ooh yeah, here we go. Map number 1, into Invasion we dive. You call it P5, some people call it Embassy, some people call it American, some people call it Palace. We call it one hell of a hard point. Eyes on that one when it comes to it. Until then, gonna keep you locked and loaded through every single rotation we get to. First to 250 points here in hard point. Let's get it.
I'm very excited to see, well, not just how like Lens plays on one side, but Pred as well. I know Kenny was definitely the standout player the last series around, but this is an Optic team where I'm expecting them to virtually take turns of that pop-off sort of potential in-game. But Kenny right now just trying to control more towards the middle of the map. Nice spots coming through, but it's Kenny and mainly Pred getting a bunch of kills. It looks like Minnesota Rocker come out on top. Wait cleans up the final 2. They got the time, they got the spawns as well.
Yeah, name was called for a Giga Awake today. So far just Awakening, but he does increase the size and stature as the matches continue. Dash in the approach to the hard point. Pred backing him up as well. Quick contest, what can they get? Ooh, Awakening slips out, right back into it, into the guns of Optic. They chew him up, take care of business.
How long are these? It depends. Like if it goes to, because it's the best out of 5 maps, so could be like an hour, hour and a half at most.
Swinging out over towards Broken, and that nice cutoff player. Him and Shots are going to be working together. So it looks like Dashy's going to be the hill kid going to collect that time.
Very currently Awakening after Ghost, so hard to keep track of. Somehow comes up behind Kenny. Looking to find his second. He does indeed. Demon Joe prowling the streets of Invasion so far. Over the Dash in the hill. The reinforcements now on that left-hand side. Pred finding 2. Lovely work there from Optic. 3-piece of Pred. Accuracy answers back. Closer and closer to the hard point they battle, but the spawns for Optic still close. Over by the Embassy, battling through the streets.
Yeah, this is a very difficult look right
now. This is the last match of the day.
I mean, they made it past the front line of Kenny and Shanti initially, and then Pred and the rest of the crew just absolutely pick them apart. So not quite a full 60, but incredibly close to it. They're actually going to get right up to the 59 margin. And on rotation, a little bit of potential for Optic to do some damage as well. Pred, though, gets caught. Looks like Shotzi's going to fall as well. They're going to spawn back at Embassy. It is going to be a hike and a half to get back across the map. Minnesota ahead of the game.
As Embassy spawns, whew, they'll get you. There's quite a few of them taking place now. An awkward situation to be in. This has worked out fantastically for Minnesota. Rocker, hard point in their hands. Vivid, the man in the middle of the map. Top side of the map was accuracy. He's taken care of. Can Rocker hold Optic at bay and pull the lead back? Tags from Vivid, nowhere to be found. Kenneth Williams flying forward. Next up, the hard point. Lynn's trying to back him up. Dashy's there, knock as well. A lot of damage dealt. Easy cleanups. Big Brucey in the feed. Finds a few more. Optic get the point.
Yeah, those are just massive wins the whole way around. Kenny, as soon as he takes down Vivid, that front line gets opened up and Optic just pounds instantly. So there you go. That 0% break percentage we saw early on has already been demolished. Optic building themselves up a fairly sizable lead. Minnesota have to chalk it up. And again, that is just so much time given away to try to secure this rotation. And Optic, if they get a break here, they are going to be very ahead of the game.
Indeed. Well, as we
There
see
we go,
that
Optic.
innovation, that P5,
Keep
that Embassy, massive
keep that lead
turnaround
there.
potential. Full 60s are plenty. Optic, though, they'll be sitting pretty over the 100-point mark. Over the top broken apartment is going to be Rocker, first in Awakening. Vivid catches another one out. Pred and Dashy, they go to the notches on his belt. Can he get Pred again? The next life as they fight their way forward. Hard points up over the business. And again, fantastic coverage from Vivid so far.
Yeah, still those back spawns coming through. I think Vivid thought he killed enough that they weren't going to keep spawning in gas, but lo and behold, now the pressure coming through the backside. Awakening trapped in a corner. Has a little bit of support, but a few things are going to be open. Dashy, though, overextends, so accuracy able to catch him, and it is just trades back and forth where it looks like Minnesota come out on top for every single kill, except for Kenny. Wins his one and gets that hill time, and there you see that reset. Everybody on Rocker retreating back to Embassy. They're going to need about a full 60 to tie this game up. This is absolutely the hill to get it done.
Yeah, Kenny does get a fantastic 30 seconds off of that individual gunfight win. You're not wrong, mate. We are retreating. Bad news, though. Vivid spawns on the other side of the map. He did not get the memo. That's very unlucky. Kenny reads it, takes care of him. He should now spawn up on the inside of the Embassy or a little... No, he's still... Ah, Jesus. Vivid, you're out the fight, mate. You're going to be down a man now. Minnesota Rocker on the defense here of the Embassy. Accuracy taken care of. There's two down. Last man alive Awakening. He's going to now contend with Optic here in the tight halls.
It is just crawling with those green arrows, and Optic are making the break on the most difficult hill in the game. Let's go to a listening and see how it sounds.
Dashy is 14 and 7 right now. That's freaking nuts.
They get there? Nice job, bro. I'm sure he has right now. He's from Lamar Street. Which way back door to New? I'm pretty fit to Lamar Street. Hard play patio. Hard play. I'm so sure that's hard play Lamar. You want to let's hit back right. Hit right on his head. He gets right there. Wait, can
Spicy comes from Optic. Players getting ripped left, right, and centre. A brilliant break though chance on that back Embassy side of things, and it has given Optic a beautiful lead.
Yeah, no, I tell you get a break on P5. That's one of those situations that you feel like that might just be a GG, especially with how quickly they did it. It's not even like a final fight for the final 10 seconds to scrap. They broke it early. They have built a near 100-point lead going over towards New. Optic right now seemingly can do no wrong.
Yeah, well, we'll find out if they can do wrong. Second set of rotations upon us. They're looking exceptionally powerful so far. Over almost at that 200-point mark. P1 was very kind to them. Over to the second point. Now we go. And the second time round. And accuracy holding him at bay. Nice tags, not enough to take care of Dashy as well. The variety in hand as he fights his way forward. Over 100 points from Minnesota Rocker. They will not be in that club, but so far, you're in a bit of trouble. Can Demon Joe do something special from the point?
Bro, I love that route from Kenny, by the way. He spawns behind him at Embassy. A couple players from Rocker are actually looking for him, but he takes a wide route. He only picks up one kill, though, and his teammates actually don't win the gunfight in the front, so an interesting idea, but doesn't necessarily pan out. Looks like Rocker very much had a stranglehold on P2, a very strong hill for them, and obviously one that they need as well. Of course, you got to turn your attention towards that rotation as well. Number 5, Lens, had an attempt. He gets caught. Optic right now, very stable on the map. Actually, I take that back. Number 3 spawns out of Embassy, so a couple players on Rocker spawn more towards P4, so maybe not.
Rocker's catching up. Come on, Optic. You got to get those rotations down.
So Fred saw him, still spawning Embassy. It's a bloody mess right now, but the bottom side of the minimap is exactly where Optic want to be right now. Look at those close spawns as well for Rocker. This is going to get real hot real fast. Can Vivid take these players out on the cross? No. Doesn't get a chance to discharge his firearm. Over to Kenny now in the point. Can Vivid do anything? Now Brett guns him down. Pressure on. Takes care of accuracy as well. Oh, wow. Massive bit of work as the old Seattle squad go at each other. And this could be game in showers.
Yeah, just getting caught right there. Vivid not quite ready, and Optic right now punishing for it. You get the clean 4 in the feed, and maybe Vivid up respawn, pick up the first 2, can do some damage.
Nice 3-piece from Kenny. Almost a 4-piece.
The quad feed gets taken, but the work still efficient. And with a play like that, Optic more or less might have just called game.
Oh, Kenny pushes forward the final 10 seconds. Anyone there to maybe get it in? Brett now, the dagger from behind. Brilliant work out of Optic. Truly lethal in the approach on invasion here. And that is map 1. GG's in the chat.
Nice victory for Optic right there.
Very good about that.
Yeah, devastating indeed, and I know Shotzi didn't do the best in the kills column, but every single one of his teammates performed incredibly well. I think, honestly, the moment of the game, probably just that P5 break. You had a moment where, well, you called it out, Miles, where Vivid spawns back gas, rotates and sort of like challenges the old time back at P4, but Kenny catches him again, knows that a player was going to spawn out, and then Vivid died when there was like 6 seconds left on the old time. Not enough time to hold the kill camera, like watch the spawn, so he spawns at gas again, and then Optic just have a free 4 versus 3 to fight an Embassy. They get that break, and that really does just seal the deal on Invasion.
It was so tough. You saw that. I mean, I would love to have seen it from Rocker's POV. They're just getting riddled with bullets from all angles, even inside the Embassy. Shossi's managed to get in there fast. Before you know it, it's over. This was the attack early on in our highlights, as things were looking far, far closer. But once Optic got going, there was no slowing them down. They certainly put Rocker in the dirt here in Invasion.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, a couple key moments where there were some struggles. I mean, Minnesota overall, to lose by 100 points and get P5 broken, like, otherwise they played the game mostly well, but even just the slang power, I think, towards the end. I know Awakening was certainly putting up some numbers, but everybody else just a little bit too slow, and there was actually the moment. Shotzi, you know, some of the few kills he did get, absolutely ripping heads to sort of work your way up towards that Embassy hill, but either way, I mean, Dachi threw up 20, Fred threw up 20, Kenny not too far behind, and had 2.5 minutes in the hill, so everybody for Optic putting in serious work.
You see the player cams as well. Everyone very, very much enjoyed themselves there. Map number 1 complete, and I think happy situation there for Optic Texas. Going to be feeling good. Kenny having a smile, no surprises there, but at the same time, either way, that map can be very, very unforgiving. Lynn's a great rotation towards the end, towards the shower hill, but it was not fast enough. And in the end, Optic take care of business. Double dose of Karachi now, ladies and gentlemen, as we get to search and destroy. Just yesterday, we saw this pretty solid workout of Minnesota Rocker. You talked about the offensive, defensive rounds. Everything needs a bit of work. Well, that's the good news. For some, it's the start of the season. Plenty of time to get that work done. How are you feeling about these two teams and this matchup on Karachi?
I am terrified for Minnesota Rocker, and I am very excited, I suppose, for Optic Texas on the flip side for Search and Destroy. They might have suffered like 2 very difficult round 11 losses, but this is a team that, A, will go back to the drawing boards, figure out where the little mistakes were. B, still insanely talented Search and Destroy players, literally just across the board. And for Minnesota Rocker, the fear just, again, it was a 12-3 round count that they suffered when they played against Vegas Legion. Like, they did just straight up get bullied in the game mode, and it might have just been one of those series where nothing was going your way, everything just unfortunate, couldn't find a first blood. It might have just been an unfortunate circumstance, but I think we'll have that question answered when they play against Optic Texas. If it was sort of a fluke set of S&Ds, or if that game mode seriously needs some work.
Well, again, I think there are a lot of players, teams, everyone gets to put in that very, very solid VOD review after a few, matches, a few games, especially in this opening weekend. We've seen incredible transformations of these teams. Look at LAG. Optic Texas wouldn't be too surprised if they're feeling exceptionally confident after ironing out a couple of problems, see if they can't rewrite those wrongs. Of course, and especially actually in the upcoming Karachi Control after this one. That's going to be very interesting to see. Super close, nail-biting gaming as New York Subliners against Rocker. Let's see how they perform. Rocker as well. Let's see how much they've improved since their first matchup. As again, early days here in the league, in the 2024 season. You don't want to be giving away these matches. Again, 10 CDL points for a win. You want to make it to champs. Here we go, boys and girls. Map number 2, S&D on Karachi.
Yeah, this is going to be, again, a very interesting one to watch. We've seen quite a few different strats coming out from various teams. I think we're really learning about different, like, pre-nade spots and whatnot over the top and middle of the map on defense, getting the clearance if you want to hit the B site. So I think most people that have paid attention the past few days are going to be keenly aware of most of sort of those offensive setups. It'd be interesting to see if we have a new dynamic or some new flavors thrown into the mix, but either way, Minnesota Rocker a little bit desperate now for that bounce back.
I don't think there's a kitchen in the P2 restaurant. I'm just thought about that. I'm not sure it's actually a place to cook and prepare food. That's wild when you think about it. Bomb in the hand of Kenny. Then he's up and about. Nothing seems to land on this side, although he's dodged it, but we're going to fly towards chicken coop. Shots, he's going to be the cut-off man with 6 HP. You lucky dog, so you can't catch him.
Yeah, it's 1-3 named him, but not prepared. Vivid first blood, and wow, just like that, accuracy looking over. So Optic attempt to get aggressive and instantly get picked apart. Dashy already tagged up half health.
All of Optic's team, goddamn.
I mean, the nades might not have quite been on point, but the round certainly is. What was that, 15 seconds? The bounce back they were looking for after the invasion. Boy, did they just get it.
Anyway, boys, regain. Let's go to the next one. Rocker feeling great about that. You're right, though. All the nades. We didn't necessarily see too many of them from Kenny's POV, but Shotzi found himself incredibly weak. Dashy was forced back. Brilliant opener there from Rocker. Really, really solid work. And Vivid, as fast as a bolt of lightning, right round the back line, cuts down the final player there and easily seals the round. Here we go, the Rocker on attack.
It's actually no time wasted. Doesn't quite have the trophy. Well, if you wanted a trophy, there it is. Now you can toss that out to whatever site you want and be just a little bit more protected. Linz has also crept his way up the map underneath the ladder. He's making a move to go and kill Kenny. Linz is able to catch him. Man advantage maintained and not quite able to win it. Pred evens up the odds. Awakening and Vivid versus Pred.
Solid amount of damage at Pred as well. That's going to slow him down. He hasn't left. Oh, he's going to be able to stray too far from the fountain side of the map. Oh dear, he's awakening. Awakening saw him. Is the Chow. Good damage either side. Goes to the classic Warzone nade. Trying to nade up rooftops. Vivid, feeling himself. No one there for the trade. Awakening doesn't come for it.
Oh, there it is.
Better late than never. That was a little worrisome. Yeah, sorry, man. I should have been there a little sooner. But either way, Rocker will take the round, Pred. Fighting tooth and nail in a situation he absolutely should not have been able to get away from. Good stuff out of Rocker.
And I think a little bit of a chuckle there out of Awakening as well. It goes for the reposition AC instead of saying top third. But either way, no love lost. And again, aggression from Minnesota Rocker. Linz straight up the middle of the map, got in good position, pounced as soon as he needed to. And obviously Vivid flying with the sub as well. It's out and about. No one in the middle of the map this time from Optic. They got a 2-2 split. Bomb leaning towards B, but looks like Pred and Dashy might have an idea to make a play over towards A. Patient for the moment.
Ooh. Awakening saw the door. There's the smoke. It's all a fake.
And number 6 falls for it too. Yeah.
Oh,
perfect. Absolutely perfect.
B. That's it. The bomb was over by B. A little bit of sleight of hand, some smoke and mirrors, and you've absolutely been juked. There we go. Bomb been planted by B. Good luck. Have fun. Down a man. Can they catch Kenny on the retreat? Shotzi doing the best he can to cover. Stand up. Hit through the middle of the map. Dashy might be able to catch all these players. This could be fantastic for Optic. There goes Awakening. 4v2.
This has literally been a picturesque round from Optic. That is quite literally exactly how you write it down. Accuracy slides into death. Last man standing wins. Nothing you can do. It really doesn't get easier than that. You open up the door, throw a smoke. Not only does accuracy get baited to start to rotate back as soon as that comm comes through, but I think it was Vivid that was playing on the bridge. Goes to make a play, jumps over wall, instant death. So it's not just the fact that you over-rotate on the smoke fake, but it's also over-committing on the other side of the map as well. So Minnesota Rocker just got played like a fiddle, albeit just for one round. They still have the advantage, but I don't think they're going to fall for that one again.
And you know what's crazy? You could totally go for it again. 100%, just give it a shot. We talked about this, I mean, I bring this up on broadcast all the time, but in rock, paper, scissors at the highest level, they call it the avalanche strat. We just play rock, rock, rock in a row.
Do you have to take your word for it?
And it's just like, it's in the playbook, man. Like, just give it a go. So they're not going to, how are they going to second guess it perfectly every time? We'll find out. Bomb tipping towards the B bomb side. Reese Vivid hold that one. Rocker got players all over the map. And there was almost like a 1v1v1v1 situation waiting to unfold here. Here comes Linz. Will Pred get the read here? The guns are at the ready. It's a 2v1 technically. Watch out for the lineup.
Nice.
Linz skins him alive.
Yeah, Linz got a shoulder there, and Bomb does go down for the 3 versus 4, so clutch potential is going to be in, well, 4 versus 3 rather for Minnesota Rocker. It's a fantastic spot. Shotzi trying to fly to make a play, just gets caught.
Optic may
Rocker,
lose this game, unfortunately.
No fakes coming through this
probably
time.
won't get a perfect
They just
match.
simply win every gunfight.
As long as Optic wins, I'll be fine,
blood,
but
and they just pick them apart.
Like a 3-0
Minnesota
victory.
Rocker, maybe the fluke S&D when they were playing against Vegas might have been the case. Playing much better now against Optic.
Well, there you go. Strong composure on that Rocker squad under the sort of guidance of accuracy you have to expect to be able to handle tough situations. You've got some explosive players in
Kenny
Linz and
needs
Vivid.
to work on his
and Awakening
S&D,
is,
because
quite frankly,
even
a
with
demon.
New York, his
Very
S&D
strong
wasn't all
makeup
that
on
great
paper, and
up
let's not
until
execute here assertions
last
right
few
and keep
rounds
the momentum going. This is so aggressive, Chance.
I mean, they've cleared out B, but nobody's home. I mean, talk about rock. They smoked out A last time. This time they just run straight for it and get the bomb down. 4 versus 4 in an instant play, and Dashi gets the blood. Optic aggression on offense might be their savior.
Razor there, though. Shotzi laying prone. Dashi in the backside of the hotel trying to keep Awakening out of the fight, and he's done now. 30 seconds to go. Accuracy playing slow. Having to hit an angle here. This is going to get ugly real quick. He's been spotted out. There's one for Shotzi. The stun and run. Or the smoke and joke. I don't know, I've got nothing for that one, but here we go, up close and personal. It's Anthony Cuevas Castro doing exactly what he does best, which is terrorize folks up close and personal. Red be able to catch this last one up, but Vivid on the run now in the 2v1. The bomb can't be defused, and Shotzi finds 3 on the round.
Big plays as well. Shotzi, perfect angle behind the bus to catch accuracy, and then just does his little dance through the smoke. And at the very least, just waste enough time that Pred is able to come on the flank anyway. And if he needed to be the cleanup man, would have had the job done. But Shotzi, laser focused in that round. Again, aggression on offense has been key from Optic. But that being said, Minnesota Rocker, you could say the exact same thing. No wasted aggression either. Their bomb leaning towards A. Maybe trying to take a page out of Optic's book.
I think we'll stick with smoke and joke. We'll take it. We throw smoke at you do that. We'll run with that all year, see if it sticks. 6 and 3 for Vivid. Whoa, Shotzi just ran through the middle of the map, and accuracy definitely saw him. Nades up. A bomb site's now wide open. Kenny's left it. He's still able to pivot back and take a quick look, but we could be seeing some action soon.
You have a deep rotation as well, so right now Vivid is literally just a distraction.
Ooh,
I
nice.
mean, he's sort of in between a couple different players, but Kenny in the meantime picks up Lynn,
so
distraction doesn't pay off, and they should know that is bomb down. Optic just swarming the middle of the map. Pred in your spawn catches accuracy, and now there is zero coordination between Vivid and Awakening. They are very isolated, and with shots like that, Shotzi feeling himself.
Awakening 1v4. You get a kill, they know exactly where you are. Oh dear, you bang the door open, they know where you are now, son. Here comes Kenny. Awakening get a couple of tags in, but that's another great round. Optic, Texas, and Shotzi, even though he was like, you know what, I hit some shots in that round, son.
Yeah, also just big brain plays out of Kenny too. Like they're getting the comms, you got Vivid playing over by the bridge. Doesn't make sense for them to be hitting A if someone's on the bridge, right? Well, Kenny reads it anyway, gets that first blood bomb down, and the strat from Minnesota Rocker just completely falters. So back and forth game. The mind games, by the way, out and about. And in the meantime, Shotzi on a 4 spree, potentially thinking about that cruise.
We're in that left side street nade nearly every round, but accuracy and Awakening not falling for it. Both those ARs, though, trained on that little archway. Shotzi's going to dip and dive and do what he can. He can't do too many more of those. He does not have the hit points to survive. But the guns went up, not a problem. Smokes out. He's got the bomb. He can commit to this. Jesus, this POV, he's
well, yeah, no trophy though. I think is the only reason you don't go for the bomb plant. They banned out a few nades and tacks by the sounds of it, and you get good vision. But if Shotzi has the bomb here, this is a hard commitment. You got Pred working a flank potentially to try to open up a play, but I don't know how much he can do. In the meantime, Shotzi just found the perfect timing to go and get this bomb down.
Yeah, Optic Texas may not have any trophies, but it doesn't like Rocker have got any lethals to throw. Pred, oh my goodness, cuts the players off through mid-map. Linz catches one, another for Pred. Outstanding is 3 in a row. It's a 3v2. And the bomb planted for Optic Texas, great spot to be in.
Vivid trying to hunt him down. They cross each other up, so awkward timing there. But look at Kenny. He's watching the flank anyway, just in case someone comes through mid. So all bases covered. Accuracy gets spotted. 3B kill for somebody. Pred for the collection. And last man standing, Vivid 1v2. Simply not enough time.
Not especially. for the rival. I mean, I'll take it. This could get very mixy indeed, but well played through a smoke optic Texas. The stranglehold continues here on Karachi.
And it really is beautiful when a strat works out. Like, that's the type of round that I think JP and Karma are going to be happy to watch, right? All the noise made over towards A. Smoke is just a bait out towards the nades and tax, at the B side, rather. But bait out the tax, Shotzi not only finds the perfect timing to jump in for the bomb site, but there's also a great deal of distraction for Pred to get the freebie kills in the middle of the map. So a lot of creativity we're seeing from these two teams on offense. Minnesota looking through the middle map. They actually hit the pre-nade on the B street, so maybe a quick flank gonna come through.
Ooh, okay, Lens versus Pred. Most to win it. Shotzi with immediate trade. Back and forth we go. Quick plant at B now from Vivid. Oh, Shotzi's making a beeline for it. He's got a smoke and a frag grenade to work with. Smokes out, backs up Kenny. We can dive on it. Yeah, Kenny's got on the bomb. Vivid though gets to the mix. Vivid crosses them up, but no, Shotzi wins the fight. Accuracy from upstairs. Rocker with the numbers and the composure.
Yeah, and with a better smoke, maybe you can make something happen, but even with a better smoke, I think they just know where the bomb is planted for, so the bomb diffuser probably gets killed anyway. The good news from Optic in that moment, Shotzi at least gets the cruise missile. Got the 6 kill, baits his teammate out to make sure it happens, so you cut your losses in the man disadvantage. It always feels so tough when you have to start around with a nade kill coming through for the instant 3v4, but Minnesota Rocker hitting those nades.
Yeah, no dashy for the entire round. It's a tough one. 4-4. It's a fun one. You're on Karachi. Vivid with the parkour to get himself to that top spot. He gives it all up. He's got members of Optic all over the place. Here comes the comms from Shotzi, the motor mouth, pulling out everything he sees from this eye in the sky. Will he bank it? Oh, it's a miss. Not sure if the trophy got involved there or if it was just a bit of a bad splash, but either way, no impact.
The accuracy might have just been inside a door around the wall, I believe. But either way, no connection information gained. But no bomb plant just yet. Vivid gets spotted. What an angle, and Kenny fries him. As the trophy out, barely gets away with his life. That's good news. You still have the man advantage, and Dashi follows up as well. Offensive rounds have been going crazy.
Provides the value when he's alive. That's what you want. And Pred now just coming up behind you boys. What's up, Lamar? Guns him down. Optic, Texas, once again. Attacking rounds go crazy.
I'm not crazy, right? It's seemingly, I mean, maybe at the start there was 1 or 2 defensive rounds that have come through, but offense have just been running the show.
Oh,
we've had smoke fakes at A, just hard out hits towards B, pre-nades coming through, middle of the map, both teams on offense, pulling out all the stops.
Whether it's the pump fakes or the smokes, or whether it's, creative grenade throws, we've seen some really, really nice angles as well. But let's see what happens. Rocker, can they win their attacking round and force the round 11?
Okay,
but either way, Optic Texas.
Finish this off, Optic. You guys got this.
Big responsibility for Pred, too. Doesn't have a great deal of help. Shotzi can be nearby, but effectively by himself on the solo challenge. Might get baited as well. That's 2 players nearby, hunting him down. They're going to catch him. Dashi does get a nade kill over from, top third accuracy is going to fall, so a 3v3. And number 1 and number 2, Kenny and Shotzi, are nearby for this pressure. Difficult gunfights.
Nice bit over the nade, though. It slowed everyone down. Shotzi definitely saw 2 players there. Optic are very much bunched up in the center of the map. And the bomb has got plenty of opportunity now to make the way across map. Vivid, the Guardian, trying to stop these players come over towards B for the defense. And so far it's working out. Rocker trying to get there ASAP. Dashi brings the MCW to that long line of sight, but it might be a little bit too late. Can they get the bomb down?
I love the idea, though. Vivid going to sort of watch his teammates flank. And unfortunate timing, but Dashi's just going to fry one. He's worried about Vivid, too. Yeah, Vivid's going to make you panic. You haven't seen him in such a long time. The shot's clean, but Vivid's just a little bit cleaner. Makes it a 1v1, Shotzi versus Vivid.
Bomb planted. There's still a smoke to
Hey,
hide.
welcome, Katie. Thank you for all the likes. I appreciate it.
Shotzi trying to think about what to do here. Vivid has gone around the world.
Of course, it's going to lag a little bit. Okay, there we go.
Shotzi's going to wait for it.
I love
love
lag.
this decision. There's so many places to check. They're looking for one another. 20 seconds to go. You might have to go back for the bomb, mate.
Bro, you're going to have to...
Oh my god, here comes the smoke and joke, potentially. See, I'm really trying.
Gotta help the squad. I love it.
Starting the shots, he didn't find a single thing. That bomb's
Dude,
going to boom.
he's right there,
Go
dude.
to around 11.
No, I'm not going to have enough time to
We got there in the end, but man, you are not wrong. The attacking rounds. Who gets attack in the final one?
That was nuts.
Yeah, that's a great question. Also, Vivid, just like he earned Marathon Pro that round. I literally just did laps around the map, took the space to get into Fountain, but literally just does a giant circle to kill Dashi in one spawn, does a giant circle back around the map. Just
Am I coming back? Hopefully, I'll probably be there probably a little bit at the end.
Fly on the map,
if he's still live after I'm done with my live stream, then I'll definitely join in.
Minnesota, they get that draw.
There goes the Minnesota Rocker. Here we go. Get your dongs out for the gong. Round 11.
On the spot, dude, checking. You do not. Freebie, first blood, Optic. Gonna love that.
Surely bounces back. There it is. No way he gets away with his life left from the center of the map.
Yes, all hands on deck.
It's actually playing so patiently from atop this platform. Jackson Kenny backs on up. Is Lynn's going to push this? Yeah, he's going to go straight for the kill, maybe. Oh, God, the tension. It's a quick shuffle. The bomb is down over by the B-bomb site. Shotzzy's on a flank now as well. My God. The timing could be outstanding. Who gets the next blood? It's Lynn's. Takes care of Kenny.
Thank you. I very much appreciate it, Katie. I definitely appreciate it.
And Shotzi's going to be worried about Lynn's. This could be the fight for the round, and Lynn's should be able to catch him. Lynn's has eyes on him. There's the drop, and it is all up to Dashi. He is in the clutch spot.
Eyes on the bomb as well. Awakening Lynn's.
Dashi's got to pull 1v2.
Will they play for the trade? Oh, wait, here comes the bomb. The Gunny! Tags are there.
No, come on.
Second, what a play from Rocker. Numbers prevail. A little bit of magic goes their way. Minnesota tie up the series after
well, there goes my prediction.
Search and destroy.
Yeah,
Bones Optic still wins.
Track, but he held up the 4, so he
this
might have
entire
gotten the
series.
I know he got at least 3 on the round.
But
He cleans up Red for the first blood as well, so Lynn absolutely just danced all over Optic in that final round. It's the trade on Pred. It gets timing on the cross to Red. I think Kenny thought he went right. He actually went left.
I am from Missouri.
Red is able to shoot, 2 different players in the back.
Or I like to say Missouri.
3, and then just cleans up that final kill. So the rookie balling out there in the round 11. And Minnesota Rocker answered that S&D question very early on. Yes, they can play the game mode.
They can play the game mode. Especially those offensive rounds of Karachi. Wow, both those teams really brilliant show for us there. Wow. What a lot of fun that was. Well, there we go. First 2 matches of the series complete. Blinking, you'd miss it. We got a Karachi. We set Karachi rather than take control in a moment. But
I get that. I get that.
Excited to see how that one went down. All right, ladies and gents, time for a quick commercial break, potentially. And actually, I'm not going to say it, but it's going to be a fun one. Here we go. When we come back after the break, ladies and gents, Karachi control as our teams are tied up 1-1. Will we see some
Missouri, like, the weather here, and I think even, like, with the surrounding states, the weather is bipolar. I do not like the weather here. If I had the money, I would definitely move to a different state, in my opinion. Okay. Optic definitely needs to pull through these next couple matches. They better not go 0-2 this entire weekend. I would be very upset. There you go. Yeah, that's literally the same here in Missouri. The weather changes so many times. Yo, and I'm pretty sure you can relate to this. You can get literally all 4 seasons in one day. It's absolutely nuts. If I had to pick, I would definitely probably move closer to the south. If I ever moved out of state, but... Oh yeah, no, for real. That is so relatable. I'm surprised, like last week, for it being December, we've been getting a lot of, like, not too hot, but it's like decent decently warm weather the last week or so. You moved to San Diego? Nice. Low-key, I would probably move to Texas. Because I know a couple people down in Texas. And my favorite Call of Duty team, Optic here, is also from Texas. So I'd probably move down there if I could. Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's been, like, it'll be a little bit, like, for us, it'll be, like, a little bit chilly in the morning, and then by, like, 10, 11 o'clock, it would be, like, pretty decently warm. It's always 75 and sunny in San Diego. That's the weather right there. That is some nice weather. I would take that any day. I would not mind 360 days out of the year of sun. I mean, look, I do like rainy days, you know, whenever I'm like at home, chilling, doing whatever, but sometimes it gets too much if it's like raining all the time. Especially the fact that my room always gets flooded during rainy days. And I do not like it. Oh, I can imagine how expensive the houses are down there. Yeah, the apartments and houses in our area are pretty pricey.
The official controller of the Call of Duty League. Start the season strong with the Call of Duty League pack. Grab yourself the CDL operator, weapon blueprint,
$1 mil
so
for a
much
tiny
more.
shack?
Check
God
out the Call of Duty
dang.
store in
I
game
would...
now.
that is way out of my
The first
price
Call of Duty League
range.
Major, hosted by the Boston Breach, this January 25th to the 28th at the MGM Music Hall at Fenway in Boston.
Yeah, it's not that expensive like that over here, but it's definitely pretty expensive for, especially for how much I get paid.
Minnesota Rocker, tie that 1-1 as we roll into Karachi Control. Now this is going to be a fun one. Optic takes us fresh in the memories of a very tight round 5 loss against the New York Subliners. Let's see how it goes right now. Minnesota Rocker with a wonderful turn of events there, as Linz goes on an absolute rampage, helps them out in that round 11, and here we go. Into map number 3 to find out who takes the lead in this series. Now, I was asking for it at the start. We do get to
yeah, that's about the
ski
price
hard
range.
point map
Probably
number
over here as
4.
well.
But until then, let's play Control first, Chance.
And it's going to be a fun time as well. I mean, this is a map where we've seen like a few different sort of key ideas on offense. Basically just various ways to spawn kill on the attack. Getting like an SMG up top bricks or putting an AR on the back fence, and you can watch players spawn. So always got to keep an eye if someone can make it to that.
Overall, it would probably be a lot cheaper for me at least to save up to buy a house than to
literally airborne.
Move into an
As he
apartment
makes his way over towards
in my
the middle
area.
of the map.
I agree, the struggle is real.
On to A we now go. Slow and steady capture the rest of Optics, shuffling around the map, trying to take care of the outlying players, and they're doing just that. Kenny finds a pair. Shotzi joins them as well. 3 dead for Rocker.
Yeah, let's get crossed up on what direction to look. So Rocker back to square one in their spawn. Dashi picks one, and talk about a difficult angle of a gunfight and awakening. Doesn't make it easier going mid. At least picks up one before he falls. But Dashi looks like he might have found his home. Not a fun thing to weed out.
Dude, the apartments are just,
flying on
and especially the fact that if I would move out, I would move out by myself. I wouldn't have any roommates or anything. Me personally, I don't trust, even with my friends, I don't trust them to be able to pay their half of the rent or whatever. So
airborne stun hit. Lovely.
I wouldn't trust moving in with pretty much anybody. That's just me.
Dashi gets one. Liz got Dashi. That should be B. Maybe 2 bodies on it.
I was going to say, you actually had Pred pushed up, like, a little bit past Chicken Coop, so he gave them the close spawns for B. It's the more difficult point to capture. It's definitely going to be mixy, but this is a big opportunity for Rocker to make something happen. They've got the clearance now on the kills. You set up Sport of the spawn kills. It's going to be Pred on the flank.
Yes, that's the thing, like, the only way I could afford it right now is if I had roommates.
You got to trade them, and Lins couldn't get it done. Might be just enough to stop the push. Might chalk this up and go back to A.
Oh, they got the trophy down as well, but man alive, the damage dealt from accuracy not enough to help Lins out. Final 15 seconds here in the opening round. Approximately 50% on either point, but neither one captured. 2 segments will be all Rocker can walk away with this round from, unless he can get a body into either one of these zones, and I do believe... Nope, not gonna happen. Unless Pred gets dropped now. 5, send it. Oh, yes, the pair. Pred with 3. That's the round.
Nice job, Optic.
Again, I think put his team in a bit of a precarious spot, like sort of for his team. He makes up for it. Double kill on the flank, absolutely shuts it down, and then immediately repositions, and always feels good to get the final 3 in the round.
There you go. That's good.
It looked good, didn't it? It's like final few
Yeah,
seconds.
thankfully I've been, I still live with in my mom's house, but I pay bills and help her out.
I was gonna say they should be landing at their feet. I didn't see a trophy coming out. So
I'm really in no rush to really move out.
No reason it wouldn't work and control as well. So very difficult start to the round from Optic, which they immediately make up for. Pick up 2 kills as Rocker maybe overextend, and here's spawn kill spot number 1. Kenny's job to control this ladder.
Yeah, Kenny's on your couch right now. He's eating your snacks. Your fridge has already been raided. He's in his happy place. Uh-oh, awakening. Oh my god, the timing. That's awkward.
Yeah, no, for real. And the thing is, I've looked for apartments and stuff, trying to find the cheapest one. But it's like, without really any support, because my mom, she can't co-sign on anything because she doesn't even get paid enough to be able to do that. So it's like, not gonna be able to afford apartments, but no, I'm fine with living here. I do my share, so.
Accuracy fights his way out of spawn. He did get world starred, but he's right back in it. B now's all that remains for Minnesota Rocker.
Yeah,
also, if something bad happens to my mom, the house is gonna be in my name, so it's not like we'll be kicked out or anything. So I'm chilling. I'm loving it.
It could be awkward timing potentially, but he might have gotten it perfectly. Brett is officially behind enemy lines. He needs to make his move.
That's why he's crawling like this, because he's trying to stay sneaky.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, not a lot of parents do that.
There's a 1. Demon Joseph, though. Gosh darn, he's a hard kill. 18, plays 19 here. Rocker, they had an advantage. Now it's all even Stevens.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to be able to have what I have under the circumstances that we went through.
A nice shoulder from Awakening, getting the information, keeping these players at bay, and Vividoff spawn. Should have a freebie to shoot Ken in the back, and I was going to say, maybe Ken is unkillable, but there you go, they take him down. Sort of a 50-50 standoff, though. Both teams sort of vying for the pressure, and pressure by David Shotzi picks up 2, but clears the B zone as it...
Oh, Awakening, though, still... Crisp accuracy at such range. Clock still ticking. Kenny managed to punch his way forward, they're under the B zone. It's only 1 player for now, Dashy, no trophy just yet. We've got trophies on the outside of the zone, but no one on the inside. You've got to get in there, though, if you're a Rocker. Looking for the back alley push, looking for this player from top AC. Kenny still finding kills in the back line. Accuracy can't commit. He doesn't have anyone to help him out here, so he's having to send this alone. Finds himself 1.
God dang.
Door, Awakening there to back him up. Love
definitely not good, but I mean, as long as you were able to, have good roommates, like you said.
There for players jumping over
glad
the
that worked out for you.
Making his move through mid, but Opti now geared up. Everybody in the exact same area. 2 players now above accuracy. Pred makes a kill, jumping on it, but accuracy again, patient as ever. Exact same spot, gets another kill. So difficult to weed out. And then Awakening locking it down, and that's a spot we might see so much more.
He ain't moving, brother.
That is such a cheap shot to stay there.
Accuracy tank,
bro keeps camping.
Checking desk. Ding ding. 6 spree and a cruise. Tied out 1-1.
Yeah, and I'd say both teams with maybe small windows of opportunity to get progress over towards the B zone, but neither team able to collect and get that
I will see you later, Katie. Thank you for stopping by, and hopefully when this is over and release is still live, I'll try to stop in.
Like if he was a little bit quicker to actually help his teammate, maybe they could open the
door. But if not, I will definitely see you and Royce and everyone else tomorrow.
No nades this time. Trophies will be there to help out. Actually, no nades whatsoever. While straight into the point. Accuracy in the slow cap on A. Here comes the reinforcements. Kenny's able to walk right through mid.
Start clutching up
straight through and gets the kill and great work.
Well, that's because this is a B hit. Like, accuracy was just bait in the moment. You get 2 players out towards the B zone, so accuracy will trade his life away for a moment like this every day of the week. You got the back alley cover. Vivid might have a flank on 2 shots. He heads up awareness. I think I'm a 4v3 around the zone.
Oh, that could have been great. Lins, nice shot, but not enough. Kenny goes big. You've managed to vacate the players from the diner. They have been evicted for now, and it's awakening on the back line. Staying alive. Vivid's helping him out. Time to get back on the point. Yeah, there's no kitchen in there. That's insane. There's actually no cookware. There's no one actually eating and prepare food. I don't understand, Chucks.
Yeah, but there's a place to capture the zone, and that's what Big Wake is going to be doing. But he has been by himself effectively for such a long time. Accuracy from actually downrange gives him a little bit of support. But Optic right now are just scattering the pushes. Big Wake, this will be number 6. Could be an extra cruise in the back pocket.
He's trying to get it. Got a couple of Kenny as well. Lovely shots indeed. Back onto the B zone. It was a single segment secured. Now another on A. 12 and 9 from Pred. Can he get himself into this one? Because he starts to heat up. Pred's a very dangerous player indeed. Accuracy on the hunt. Takes care of Dashi. Pred's back in it. A surely to be completed here with a 2-man stack chance, and that's going to be another minute on the clock.
Yeah, and you do have 1 cruise missile to try to find your opening. I don't know exactly how effective it would be to help you capture the B zone, but an idea for sure for accuracy just to think about. If they can create that situation.
Keep defending B
here.
You
have Pred in like bottom or top red, opportunity to flank, and he's just going to go for it. He's going to get the intel. His teammates need to clean up these kills.
We've got a couple of cleanups still. Onto the inside. Trophy defeats the missile, no problem though. They've all been forced into the diner. Shotzi though springs out, takes care of Vivid. Accuracy bounces, beautiful shots. 1 more would have taken care of Dashi. Optic will hold that line. Hello, as Lins fights forward.
Well, at the very least, there's no flanks that Minnesota have to worry about anytime soon. Pred maybe going to take a deep route to make it happen. Kenny, he learns. He pays attention to accuracy. Goes right back to his
Kenny's
spot.
doing the same move.
They team together for a long time, so they'll happily trade these battles.
This is a cheap shot. They need to block that off or something, because that's just not fair of a shot unless you come in behind him.
On the run. 1, 2.
Nice.
Shotzi on the roll. He's still got 1 player by that B zone, trying to stay alive for now. Vivid just wants to hold that position. He's not necessarily worried about the capture just yet, but he is running out of time.
And you also have Optic doing a really nice job to sort of flood through mid and work these flanks and make sure someone's in positioning to do something like this. Just get the freebie cutoff kills. Minnesota desperate to get near this B zone. You know, Vivid and Awakening that are nearby, but not fun gunfights to win. Vivid might get 1, but Pred is right now in position for both of these trades. Wins the first, knows he's looking for Vivid. There you go. Tagged up 1 shot. Easy clearance. And it's looking like another defensive round win.
It should be. Accuracy can't get off the top of AC to get into the fight. Shotzi could get a hell of a lot of kills here.
Oh, you had the...
That's going to be the round.
You had the opportunity to get more kills there.
still get a lot of work done in the segment department.
But good win.
But Optic Texas map point.
Yeah, and I really like the opening break we saw from Minnesota. Again, just leaving accuracy sort of on that A zone in the middle of the map. Everybody else working through red. Nearly works out. They bought themselves a little bit of pressure over towards the B zone, but Optic just handled it extremely well. Consistently able to get someone on those flanks and behind enemy lines, and their slaying power certainly is not slacking. Pred enjoying himself 18-11, Shotzi 21 kills as well. But the nades through the middle of the map, still a problem.
I mean, look, it's going to happen nearly every time. Lins, though, on a slight tear. Little 2-piece to start the map off. Lovely work from him. Vivid atop. The Coops now getting involved. Pred and Kenny now through that bottom side of the map trying to get themselves towards these zones. But this has been a very, very solid defensive hold from Minnesota Rocker, keeping Optic at bay.
And they're sort of stuck in their spawn. A little bit of clearance to make some moves, and can it be the one that jumps on this A zone? There's Optic right now trying to force their way through mid. Wonderful night for Optic. Vivid just taking himself out, so that'll certainly buy you a great deal of time. Awakening's working the flank, but it is being watched by Shotzi. And B, nice corner, takes him down. Optic heads up gameplay.
Well done about the flank. It's the front line. It's accuracy with 2, but it's still the capture. For a brief moment there, Kenny got a wonderful bit of work on that first segment done. Vivid, toe-to-toe with Pred, takes care of him. 45 seconds remaining. Over to B, we now fly for Optic. Can anyone get there in time to slow them down? Awakening, eyes on the cross, big tags. Vivid up close now. Ooh, nice hip fire. A lot of damage dealt, Charles, but 30 plus seconds remaining. Accuracy's trying to keep him out of Dyna.
And he does exactly that. Nice
Optic
shots. I was going to say,
watching
Vivid slowed him down just enough to get that sort of
We need
supporting
to go for
cast
A
there,
to get
but
more time on the clock.
That's another one, or actually Kenny finds it. So Vivid knows where these players at Optic. You're going to have to scatter. You might just have to force it through at A. They're like looking through the red side of the map, and maybe they get the close spawn as well. So an opportunity
I
to go
guess
to B, they get the 2 kills. They might have
they
to set
go
up
for
as
B
well.
first.
Well, you just let loose that tight grip for 1 second, and all of a sudden they're in. That's going to be a 3-man stack now on B. 1 segment gone, the second one on its way out.
Oh, it's flying. Yeah.
Yeah.
The boys
Oh,
are chowing
nice,
down
nice.
some
They're
team
getting
hero
all
by
B.
the Dyna. Linz, you're not going to get
Time on the
anything
clock.
done here, mate. That is tough. You may as well give
Go.
up B. Save the lives.
A wide
You have a
open.
slight advantage in that department at the very least, and now a minute to go.
Yeah, it's kind of nutty too. I was thinking they were going to be forced to go for A, but as soon as that close spawn over by Junk comes through, I was like, never mind. They just hit it full speed.
Gotta
and
push them back.
Still not easy. Still have to get A.
2
A
more
lot of
ticks
power
on A.
positions going to have to deal with. Obviously, Minnesota right now, even a player like Accuracy, just cutting off Chicken Coop, can late flank top 3 if he needs to, and you see him getting active on the map. Because that approach is
Ooh,
coming through.
nice shot.
Actually just walking his way
Corners,
through these
watch your
players.
corners.
They're taking their time though, but they're certainly doing it very, very
Nice job,
methodically.
Dashy.
Crews out, they're ready for Dashy. That's a 6th spree. He has not missed a bullet in a minute. Slow cat.
Yeah,
These
you
players
saw
off
him.
it.
You
Nearly
saw him
done.
throwing that.
Keep it going. Lynn's now firing
Nice
in. Shots
job.
going in. Stay
Ah,
alive. There we go.
almost
The
had it.
last minute defense. Minnesota Rocker have got to drain that point though. It's very, very close. Here
Nice
comes the Crews.
cruise.
Yeah, well, it's 2 players that are spawning like over towards Junk, so they're going to be working through the red side of the map. You got Kenny trying to work through a Coop. Again, it's going to be Accuracy, sort of a player in a late position, but Optic, the progression is
You
so
can't
close.
lose
You have
here,
17
Optic.
seconds to make it happen. One body on point. You're going to cap it in 4 or 5 seconds.
They really need to get someone in there though. 10 seconds to go. Chelsea trying to be the man to do it. Oh,
Nope,
great
no.
courage from Accuracy.
Nope,
Vivid wins his,
that's
and that should be
round.
it. Brett, what can he do? He gets in. The nade's there, trying to stay alive. There's no one to help him.
No way.
That's when it is
No
insane
way.
gunfight.
No.
Backs him up. It's not like yes, it may be. Oh my God, what a play!
Oh,
A second
they almost
difference
had
would have
that.
made it.
No
And it was
shot.
the end with the Renetti. Just when Optic
That was
needed
so
it. But
close.
my good God, what a round that was.
Yeah, if they have just maybe 5 or 6 more seconds, Optic might be able to get that done, but effective work towards the end. Again, players like Accuracy consistently able to get in that position. I thought that Dashy streak might have been enough to put the nail in the coffin once that cruise missile gets called in, but either way, 4 for 4 on defense. Both teams have been perfect in that regard. I know the theme stayed true on Karachi with the offensive round wins, and Optic do draw defense for this final round. Rocker have their work cut out for them.
Essentially a 3-1 split for Optic here on defense. As Rocker have dodged the nades, haven't got any kills with it. The Shotzi is very much in a
Optics
very tender
defending.
spot right now
That's
for
the rounds
Rocker
that they've
players.
been
That is his
winning.
first.
So let's
And now the fun
hope
begins.
for the best here.
I mean, he's just in a spot where, like, you almost feel like you could never really try to capture A. Like, you're just worrying about every single direction. There's direction number 2. Pred just through the middle of the map does some damage, and, you know,
I have to give it out to Rocket. They're definitely putting up a fight against.
Shoot these players from above.
As a Halo 2 player, it looks to me like he's getting ready to super bounce or something. This looks like such a weird place to be in. Actually, getting the feed, their shots, he get involved as well. This could be 4 down, but Awakening gets away with his life. A zone, 1 segment down, 2 to go.
And worried about that close jump spawn again. But as soon as Dachi gets in position, and especially when Shotzi falls, that'll be the call out of, hey, there's at least 3 players over by Coop. You got Pred getting in position, waiting for a late flanks, and it just shreds Accuracy as well. Should get traded out. Actually, no, has perfect coverage from the teammates, and a clean 4 down. Optic Texas, that coordination is absurd.
Perfect. That was perfect.
That is another one. And Dashi now putting the pressure on. 25 seconds to go. Can Rocker punch a hole?
Job.
The answer
Ooh,
so
almost
far
had it.
is a resounding no. Kenny's now going to step up to the plate. Just slow him down. That's all you need to do. Does get the kills, get some damage. You've got 15 seconds to get inside the diner. Run, Rocker, run.
They're trying to do
what? Perfect. You're going to have to just get the wave of kills, and that's a nice start. You're going to get 3 bodies in the point. They're stacking it as well. Shotzi at least gets spotted on the flank, but these are your players. It is by yourself right now on defense.
There's a trophy there as well. They're going to be able to stay alive for a hot minute. Can they get the kills, though? Second segment long gone. Oh, dear. They're off the point. Get in there real fast, Limbs. Watch your back.
Oh, nice.
Nothing. But they're staying alive on A. My God, the battle for the diner was short but sweet.
And you're still getting flanked though. Shotzi just getting cleanup kills in the back. So accuracy, the only one that can stay on the point. He has to live. Shotzi with the cutoff kills, the pressure through mid. Everybody on Rocker is falling. Optic, it counts. The cutoff kills are there in defense. Reigns supreme.
There we go, Optic.
Getting it done in 5
Get that
rounds.
shit done.
Optic, 2-1 advantage in the series.
A valiant attempt from Rocker. On offense, they battled their way through that one. Only a few 2 segments remaining. They're in the final moments, but my goodness, very, very strong showing for both teams there on that Karachi control. Optic take the lead in the series. They put themselves on match point going into this Skid Row.
And the first thing that caught my eye was Big Wig's damage with 31 kills and 5,700, and then Dashy just lights up the damage even further. Same with Kenny. AR's absolutely pumping the damage through, and Shotzi, 34 kills, led the lobby, got all the cleanups when he needed it. I gotta say, that was a pretty solid round on defense from Optic towards the end. Obviously, when Rocker had the point triple stack, there's the moment of opportunity, but it's sort of the downside of triple stacking. It's very difficult to like keep them away. Everybody on Optic able to swarm around the hill.
Next is hard point.
Position, but this was a
got this, hopefully.
Of Karachi control.
That's a good point. As we look across the highlights here, once everyone's pushed in.
Oh dear.
That was a savage kill, man. And once everyone gets those kills, even the damage up close and personal, that's where the trades really, really start to work out. Accuracy did get a fair few licks in these boys, though, let's face it. The 6 spree from inside the hotel there, beautiful shots from Awakening again. He had some fantastic kills as well. Shots, his flanks, everything was absolutely spot on from both teams there. Defensive rounds, attacking rounds, very, very impressive. This was a really good Karachi. Very, very quickly becoming one of my favorite maps to watch here in MW3. The controller surprised nearly all of us, but also that's the other thing. Minnesota Rockets pre-nades, their nade spots are absolutely lethal time and time again, Chance. I mean, we're seeing numerous kills by the end of the season. I'd be interested to see whether it's those guys or Seattle that have the most kills with the early nades in these matchups.
I mean, I want to see who, like, is dying most of the nades, because I feel like from Optic, like, round 1, I get it. If you don't have a trophy and you just want to make a play through mid and just pray that you don't get naded, like, it's all good. But it happened, like, 2 rounds in a row. Just check out a trophy if you want to, like, make that play. So, whether or not it's the good stuff by Minnesota or just the full send, who really cares sort of idea from Optic, all's well that ends well. Now, this was a nice moment, too. I thought for sure Pred was just dead to rights, but you see Shotzi and Kenny both getting that coverage, and you get 4 down like that on defense, you just feel oh so sweet towards the end. And obviously this is the spree shots he's going on towards the end. These are just easy kills for him to collect.
Even with the rival line at that kind of range, I mean, the Awakening fight is one that he definitely does want to take. Awakening knows the clock is not on his side. He desperately has to get his body towards the middle of the map. These are the final moments, and there we go. Optic, Texas take the lead in the series. Simple 2-1. Skid Row hardpoint coming up in a moment. And this might be the decider. Can Rocker force the game 5?
Well, I know they had a lot of success on Skid Row. It was a map when they played against Las Vegas that they were very good about staying ahead of rotations. They did get broken a few times, but not like those clean breaks where you lose 40 seconds. They were getting broken when there's 20, 25 left, so maybe giving away some good time, but you still manage to stay ahead of the rotation and go towards new. So I think that'll be the real key to success. Minnesota Rocker, I think, are going to need to stay ahead of the game. I do think Optic has a little bit more juice in the slaying category.
It feels like they're starting to believe, you know, the confidence is building. I think they came into this series with a tremendous amount of confidence, but this should be a very strong one indeed. We'll see how this one goes. Skid Row getting another one of those maps similar to Invasion, very rotation heavy. I feel like if you get caught the wrong side of the map, the wrong side of a hard point, it's really going to hurt. We're going to see a couple of 60s, see those money hills cash out. But again, as far as I'm concerned, Chance, I mean, this is a banger of a series so far, whether we get that game 5 or not. Very, very cool day of games. Fantastic weekend of games. MW3 has not disappointed in the slightest. It's a lot of fun to play. It's a lot of fun to watch. Let's get it, baby. Fist bumps are out. It is time to party.
Time
now
for another victory for
number 4
Optic.
here in our series. Optic Texas.
I don't want it to go to a game 5.
Skid Row hardpoint.
And, you know, Miles, I don't know how much you've paid attention to the Breaking Point League, but I've played in some of those lobbies. Breaking Point doing a phenomenal job. There are demons that play in those 8s lobbies, and I've played this map 3 or 4 times in a row. I learned extremely quickly, if you do not rotate to P2 with like 40 or 45 seconds left on P1, you're going to have a bad time. So I think just sort of that like blue section of the map where P2 is, look for players like Accuracy to move there almost immediately. Rotations, you have to, again, be very far ahead of the game.
Yeah, for the folks who don't know what we're talking about, alright, we'll keep including. Big one. Brett, oh my god, how does he do it? Accuracy finally gets involved. I'll close nice. The trades are there. Dash, with only 5 HP left, but that's a quick contest. There we go. Linz soaring. The man's on skates right now. Can he get another out of this life? Woof, nearly. Trade on trade on trade. Only 7 seconds have passed.
If you're wondering where blue is, it's where number 7 Awakening is on the map. He dies once, his next life, he runs straight through the tunnel, and he goes for that rotation. So Optic do a wonderful job off the opening break. They are going to get a very sizable chunk of time on P1. Minnesota Rocker maybe not going to hurt him too much. You get some trophy players nearby, you win that rotation, try to turn this into a full 60 if you can, but obviously it's going to be a square up. You got a bunch of Optic players, they've already made the cross towards that back spawn, and Kenny already winning gunfights.
It's essentially a war on one front right now, and Awakening and Accuracy, the guns are up, and the guns are hot. Can Linz and Vivid keep them safe? They can. That little parking lot is a death trap just in front of the garage. Linz running it so far. Kenny, beautiful tags. Accuracy gets brought down, so now it's all onto Awakening in the hard point through the tunnel. Fly Optic and Vivid get there in time and help out. Trying to call out Awakening. They're coming at you, mate. It's like a game of zombies right now. The wood panels are being ripped off the door, and here come Optic. Can he get one? He does indeed. Awakening keeping the play going. Tags are there. He's all over the place. Beautiful shots.
Nice shot.
Oh, Kenny wins the fight alongside Pred. Optic get the break with 25 to go.
And not as extreme as like a P5 on Invasion, but that is an insanely good moment from Optic to be able to, again, just to break that one down. You feel good, and now you have Shotzi on a deep flank, being annoying towards apartments. That's clearance for Kenny to run up potentially towards New. Shotzi and Dashi going to be working together, so on the rotation, Optic with potential to do a little bit of damage. Got a 30-point buffer for the moment, but you can see a very solid setup coming in for Minnesota. The Dashi might just break down.
Devious Dashi. Alley's up. Vivid, can you get both? Oof, not bad. Shotzi managed to get Linz as well in that engagement, so that is all of Rocker on their back, taken care of. Now through the alley, they're going to send it. Trophies in position, no, not yet. The nades and the lethals. Tacticals, you name it, all flying their way.
Oh, okay, nice.
And what was that?
I think Linz might have just stuck Shotzi as Shotzi is sliding in the face of the entire team to force a team double kill.
Referee, can we get a replay of that? Either way, hard point, quick contest, Optic still in the driver's seat.
I was going to say, somehow that happens. It's a double team kill coming through, and Minnesota ends up back in the hill. So I don't know what happens there, but either way, you have Minnesota, again, ahead of the game with the early rotation. Optic break it nearly instantly. They're maintaining about a 40-point lead. Of course, though, Minnesota, again, ahead of rotation. Accuracy does not survive those Shotzi instant break. Nobody nowhere home for Rocker. Optic going to run the score up.
Yeah, this is the barbershop. Meow. This is where the submachine gun players are going to have a good old time. Vivid going toe-to-toe shots. He comes out top. Kenny stand up. That's unfortunate. Can't take anyone with him. Lovely damage dealt either side. And this is going to be an ugly hard point, ladies and gentlemen. Trophies, they're working overtime as the frag grenades go in. The stuns go in. And, oh, nice shots out of Dashi. I think he might have seen something through the wall there. But Accuracy, beautiful to work from the corner. Pred sends it. My God, it's not stop. Vivid now in the 1v2 situation.
Nice.
He's done. Optic with the breaks again.
Yeah, and Rocker just found themselves in a situation where they are just turtled up with 3 players in the hill, so Optic able to swarm, nobody overcommits on their life, and now in rotation, Shotzi takes 2 freebies. Accuracy doesn't go all the way around, and for Minnesota Rocker, who have been ahead of the game, who have been quicker on rotations the entire time, well, now they're behind rotation.
Shot, nice
Behind
3-piece.
is Dashi.
Nice
That's a 3-piece. That is a
Dashi.
full map spread in perfect time to try to get a full 60.
Tags in the Linz. Is it enough to help out as over by the loading dock? Wide open hard point. Get them guns set up. Shotzi trying to do it all on his own. And so far, it's working out fine. Yay. Nice nade over the top from Dashi. That might land. No trophies. Here we go. Next hit at it. Accuracy covering the cross. Takes care of Dashi. Optic all attacking from the south side of the map, and they are getting absolutely bodied over here. Shotzi managed to get Linz off the point, though. That's a small victory. Oh, there's 2-piece. And a minute. 3 for Shotzi. What the hell was that?
This is the worst hill I think that we've seen this year. You have Optic kicking that off with a full 4-man white dash. He shoots 3 players in the back in Minnesota. Still a break. A very difficult hill in a matter of 10 seconds. And then Shotzi does the same thing by himself. Like, that doesn't make sense. None of that should have happened, but here we are. You got Optic with, what, a 60-point lead after the first set of rotations. That opening salvo towards noon. Shotzi flying and frying, spinning in circles and dishing out some damage. But Minnesota still going to be collecting that time.
He's on his flow state BS right now. Shotzi soaring. Can Rocket pull themselves back here? A couple of players there in the point. There's a lot of corners in this P1. It's not an easy hard point to attack. We saw the trades in the first go around. It was relentless. Likely to see the same thing again. Awakening on the soak. Time going his way. Watching out for those red dots all over the place. There's so many places to look here.
Either way, from Optic, this is a situation where you see Kenny doing the exact same thing, getting that very early rotation over towards blue. So Optic consistently fighting at P1 with a man down. And more importantly for Kenny, with shots like that from Vivid, he's by himself. He's getting pinched from tunnel, and he got Vivid with the pressure over towards the ticket side of the map. And Kenny, heads-up play is nice and aggressive and takes down 2. He's by himself, so he jumps on it. Doesn't give Minnesota any time to breathe, and that is a heads-up veteran play. Kenny right now, the savior for Optic Texas.
Awakening somehow managing to fight his way out of the situation, nearly gets themselves Shotzi as well. B2's up. This is the building we call blue. Good luck getting in here through the tunnel. They're now going to have to punch it. Shotzi, this is like a 2-piece. Oh my word, Linz, nice tags. Kenny gets one in Awakening now, but he has to back on up, running out of teammates. They've got the coverage there from the loading dock, from that left-hand side of the minimap. Brett's trying to get involved now as well, but the guns of Minnesota Rocket working out so far.
Yeah, and you see Kenny
actually Shotzi's been running with an AR right now.
By now that they have that clearance, and Kenny is going to be on a 5 spree in that power position. So he's not going to have a gunfight for a long time, but Kenny wins one more. He has a cruise. In the meantime, Fred picking Minnesota Rocker apart on the rotation. It's only Shotzi that shuts him down.
So far, it's final 10 seconds here on this point. Rotation's done. Back over we go to new Minnesota Rocket. They'll be first in there. Let's have a quick listen in and see how they hold on.
I'm moving you guys. I'm sprinting new.
I'll take it go.
I'm hitting
Rotate Optic, rotate.
No, Fred is going up top. They're gonna spawn like
I think Purple Laundry. I'm feeling this.
Okay, I'm gonna work mid.
You can push it up. He's
in green, bending area, low pet. You could run out the basket.
Yeah, probably didn't run last. I'm gonna try to
one back as well.
Fred is there.
You want catch it,
Yo, watch out,
Nice job. Stack these zones.
Watch on the back, actually. One bullet.
right here, and when stop.
I'm going hill peak.
I don't know this guy X's.
He's on. This one.
Rocket need the break real bad. Starting to get into a dire situation there. Chance getting a very, very difficult spot to be in.
Well, yeah, I mean, they don't lose here, but they're going to be a second away if they don't contest or get any of this time. It could have been the gunfight, and there you go. The trades are through. In a moment of desperation, Rocker at least buy themselves a little bit of life. But, of course, that new hill, that new rotation, Optic absolutely can win it on this new time. Going to be 31 seconds away, and they just have so much pressure on the map. This is where Optic can't afford to make a mistake. Guys like accuracy slowly creeping up the map, and Shotzi going to be fighting old time. So might be a little bit out of the picture, but should win the foot race. Optic, yeah, just collecting every single kill in prime position to win this game here.
This is it. Remain composed. Fred. 6 in a row. Disgusting work inside checkers.
Win it right here.
Remaining, but it's only going to be 20 for the win. Optic looking very, very happy here. Brett on the prowl. Can't get any more out of it. Over to Dashi now. Can he keep these players back from containers? This is the MCW working perfectly arranged. Final 10 seconds. Awakening to he can. Shots in the feed. It's all green all day. And this, bang, ends the map right here and now.
There we go, Optic. Nice job. Let's go. 3-1 victory.
And that's the end of the series and the
Gotta
weekend.
love it. Now, my prediction was going to be a 3-0. Originally, I think I did have a 3-1, but I changed it. I need to stop changing these at the last minute because, losing some easy points here. But that was definitely nice. I got the team one at least.
Defensive shootout we had,
but
I am
definitely I appreciate all the love and support throughout this weekend.
I mean, that's kind of a weird game for
it was a long weekend, and we got more to go. Catch me definitely next Saturday and Sunday for week 2 of Major 1. Qualifiers. It's going to be a banger of a week.
On sort of the ticket side of the map, and
forward to it. Definitely drop follows, likes, shares, do whatever. Definitely check it out. We'll be back in NW3 later this week, probably tomorrow. And I will check you guys out next time, and peace out.